Hello everyone and welcome to Laurence Plays. It's a Wednesday, so we're going to be playing some more Foundry. And I've got some exciting news today, and one of the first bit of exciting news is that for some reason I can't find the Foundry window with my mouse cursor. Come on. So that's an excellent start to the game. Please work. There we go. Now it seems to be working. So yes, the exciting news is that I've installed a couple of mods into the game. The first one and the most exciting one is one that allows me to do copy-paste. So I can select a chunk of factory and then say I would like to have this chunk of factory again, but over there somewhere, and then it'll be built. It'll be built out of my inventory, so it's not sort of free. It's not free stuff. I don't have construction bots that will bring things in or anything like that. But it's very much like the copy-paste in, or it's very much like the blueprints in Dyson Sphere program or Satisfactory. And so I need quite a lot more. I do know I need a lot more inserters before I can actually make this. So let's come over here. Let's grab some inserters out of this box. How many of these have I got? 50, that's still not enough. So I'll hang around here a moment while I wait for it to make some more and carry on talking about other things. So the other mod I've installed is, so I was getting absolutely infuriated with my inventory filling up constantly every time I went around digging holes and things. So I've installed another mod, which you can probably tell by the fact that I've got, if I open up my backpack, 1,234 dirt in this stack here. So now I can carry I think it's a functionally unlimited amount in each stack of all various types of dirt and soil and whatnot. So that should make inventory management a lot easier and mining a lot less frustrating. So definitely looking forward to that, to using that. I think actually I might have reloaded the wrong save. Not the wrong save. I think I might have reloaded an auto save. So let's go back to here. Because yes, so I accidentally jumped around and faffed around with some bits. Yes, Madman, indeed. Copy paste and all the convenience that goes with it is now ours to enjoy. So that's going to make things much better. Also, between streams, I dug out this hole that goes from this iron ore patch all the way down to the iron processing area because I was pretty sure you wouldn't want to watch me digging all of that. So it's nothing particularly exciting. I've not done anything too drastic. I've just dug a massive hole, and it goes all the way from the ore patch that's over here to the processing that's over there. Right, so let's go and play with the copy paste, because one of the first things I want to do, one of the most important things I want to do, is finish off that copper production area over there and double its capacity. Because that was one of the ththings I started doing that last week, and then I just went, I can't face doing all of this manually, or at least I certainly can't face doing all of this manually on stream. You'll all fall asleep. So I said so I abandoned that, and then said I'll run off and I'll have a look into installing a mod that will allow me to do that a bit more effectively. And lo and behold, that's what I've done. So I need those. I need some additional smelters and deltas, and I have a feeling there might be some, I think I might need some more crushers as well. So let's get some more of those and see what I get. The frame rate isn't choppy at my end, however, that's here or locally. So if anyone else is having choppy frame rate, please let me know. Oh, and thank you very much to Pictrix for the follow as well. That's very much appreciated. Good to have you around, and hopefully you'll be around for lots more of my streams. As you probably, if you're following, you're probably aware that most of what I do is Factorio, but it's also quite nice to play some different games from time to time as well. All right, that'll do for now. Let's go off and demonstrate the copy paste, because this is genuinely exciting. Right, so this is what I built last time, and it's kind of unfinished. But what I can do now is I can press K and I get a magic copy paste-o-matron system, and then I can say I want to copy from there to it's slightly janky, but it works well enough to still be amazing. So I want to copy from there to there, and then I can come around here and extend it from there all the way through to there. Right, so I do that, then I right click and hold, and I can say confirm copy. So that is indeed what I want to copy. Then I have all of that in my hand, and I can put that wherever I want. Now, so for a moment, I'm going to put it there for the moment, which is there for the moment, which is technically in the wrong place. But I can then sort of, what happens if I drag from the top? No, downwards. Boop. I can boop it down one, so there we go. Now my everything there is overlapping, and that tells me that I've got 276 out of the things that I need to build this. There's one block which is interesting because this should be exactly the same. I'm looking for... Oh, there's something blocked in there. Oh, my belts are slightly different. Okay, that's fine. I don't care about that, or at least I can sort that out afterwards. 641 of them are already done, and there's 946 items total in my copy paste. So there's 28 things missing, and if I go in here and bring up the panel, then I can find out what those are. So yeah, that's the ones that have been completed. That's the ones that I've got in my inventory. You know what? I could just confirm copy. Confirm paste. Boop, and there it's doing as much of it as it can. And that's what I've got in my inventory. That's what's all that's completed. So I need 28 more inserters and one more conveyor too. But I've got 207 in my inventory, so I just need to come in here and fix these ones. So if I remove that and then put that in there, that's that done. So there's quite a lot of loaders missing, which is a bit of a shame. And apparently having closed the copy paste interface, it's forgotten about them. So I'll just have to dump the same paste in the same place, and that'll fix it. But you can see that has just very, very quickly put in all of these all the machines and most of the inserters just like that, and that is absolutely amazing. Yeah, it's got nudging, which is fantastic. No, so I think it must be somewhere outside somewhere beyond my computer. So whether it's Twitch, what you want? Yeah, whether it's Twitch or whether it's my internet connection or what, it's something like that, because everything looks fine at my end. Yeah, things seem to be okay. Nobody else has said whether they're having trouble. So. It's hard to say. Bing. Ooh, I've upgraded my orbital laser. That's quite nice. We'll have to find out what I can do from that. So if I press K again. So right, okay, there we go. It brings back the previous one. So now I can say confirm paste again, and boop. There we go. All those inserters appear. Magical. Right, that's fantastic. I'm very, very happy with that. That's going to make life much, much easier for rapidly expanding the factory, should we say? I wonder if there's enough power coming through here. Don't know. Need to open this up. This one. There's one that is sad. It's this one, which has lots of crushers and miners and loaders and smelters. I reckon that's this one. So I think this, yeah, having just doubled that, I think we need a little bit more power over here, like this. And then I'll need to run a cable to it, like this. Bip, bop. And now if I have another look at it, I should be able to go grid stats and it was this one, I think. This one. No, it wasn't. Must have been. Probably. No, not this one. This one. This one over here on the end. Yeah, this looks right. So we've gone from we're now we're using 8.6, 8.4, a bit more power, but it's happy because I've now got two transformers to pull out of the power generation. Okay, so now, boom, just like that. Double the production of copper rods. So now I need to get them all the way over to there, and I need to expand. I put in a second freight elevator over there, I think. So we'll take the belts over there and see how we get on. So we've got 4, and then we're combining that down to 3 in a slightly dubious way. Actually, this should be all right. Yeah, and as long as we have... we don't really have any sort of buffering, that's the problem. But it seems to work. We shall see. Yeah, the copy-paste is very extremely valuable. Right, so I want to copy from... How do I say that I want to start again? Oh, select area, right, there we go. So now I can say I want to copy from there to there. Yep, that's fine. And I can confirm that copy, and then I can put it... it almost doesn't matter, because I can nudge it, make sure it's in the right place. Because it's not remotely in the right place yet. I want to move it that way, and I want to move it up a couple. because there's this belt over here that I need to worry about. And then I want to move it forward so it's directly over this one, just for the sake of neatness. Boop, 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 like that. There we go. And then I can confirm paste, and just like that, it's built apart from the two splitters that I'm missing. Fine. I mean, that's okay. If I'm missing bits and pieces, then I can't blame the system for not being able to build it. Yeah, and I could redesign my bus and make it not suck. That is a thing that I should probably do, but right now basically splitters. How much my supply of belt 2s? I've got not got very many ramps. Ramp 2. There we go. Now I shouldn't really be taking them from there because I've got this new glorious belt building system over here that makes tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 belts. But never mind. Yeah, exactly. There's stuff that's been built and mistakes were made, shall we say? But it could be a lot worse. But it would be nice if it wasn't. It would be nice if it was better. Also, be nice if it was better. Place trout. There we go. Yeah, the copy paste functionality has made an enormous difference to the playability of the game, I would say. No, that's not what I meant. I meant to do that and that. Same here. Can I? Standing here is good enough. It's only a triple click on it. Oh, and that one's already set up. Excellent. All right, so then I need to run the belts down from here to there. And I want to go down, 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 down. Is that right? Hey, that's spot on. That's really convenient. Boop, and there goes my copper. And then again from here, exactly the same. Down, all the way down. Yep, perfect. And then same from over here, but these need to get to over there somehow. So I guess we'll just loop it across the front here. I don't know how many downs I actually need for this. Is that the same height? Yes, it is. Good. So bring that over to... there and there. And then from here, there's nothing coming out of there, which is a little bit concerning. I think I've gone too far down. Wait, what? This is, no, stop being bad. Okay, build to there, then go from there, go down. Yes, just like that, to that point, and then across here to there. There we go, there's my belts. Right, okay, why are you not outputting anything? Because you're not inputting anything. Why are you not inputting anything? Why are you guys not running? You're not configured. Great. Okay. Oh, these will be the ones that I didn't copy paste. These are the ones that were just placed when I. These are the ones I placed manually earlier and then didn't get around to programming. Right. So there we go. So now it's now that's working. It's crushing the copper ore down to make. Well, sorry, crushing the copper rubble down to make copper ore. That goes down there. We can start making copper. Great. 3D pasta. Yes. It is slightly spaghetti. Maybe I should have put this one directly adjacent to that one just to make it look slightly neater. It would have fitted as well, but I didn't. And it's far too late to think about changing that now. Okay, so this should then be 3 belts that go from here to somewhere over here. How far? No, we can't go that far down. Go this far down. Let's bring the belts to here, and then think about what we've done. I mean, think about where we want them to actually go. What the diddly... No. Could you do that again, but without being quite so wrong, please? Is that the right height? I think it is. Yeah. Right, so let's put another couple of these in the correct place this time. There and there. Then I can link... I said I can link that to there, that to there, and then that to yonder, and that to yonder. Wait, what? Nope, I did that in the wrong place. Let's try it. Let me try. I wondered why I couldn't see the other belt that I was building, but I didn't actually think about why I couldn't. I just went, oh, well, it's probably over there somewhere, so I'm sure this will be fine. Spoilers, it was not fine. I put it in the wrong place. Right, let's try it again. So from there, this comes along to about here. Okay, so what have we got here? That must be a freighter Beta 1. That's a freighter Beta 2, judging by the colour. So this one is good for... Why has it stopped? I thought we were using all of the copper, and that's why I'm building this. Oh, no, I think in the time it took me to dig the tunnel, we've stopped doing science. So if I set science going, then we'll start using things up again. Pump jack efficiency sounds like a good thing to have. Solar panel large sounds like a nice thing to have. What are you? Station hull expansion, maybe. Transport, that's another robot. Pipeline? What's a pipeline? Oh, high throughput pipe. Okay, let's have that. And let's be able to scan for telexite as well. And let's invent a monument because I am extremely egomaniacal. That'll do. Yes, it works. That's what matters. Yeah, there's definitely something satisfying about having more stuff being transported, and yeah, I do enjoy the 3Dness of this game some of the time. It is quite satisfying. Right, so I'm going to need some more freighter Beta 2s, woozers. You're an assembler. Freight elevator 2, yes, that one. So I'd like to upgrade you, boink, like that, because then I can bring in that there. And then one of these belts. Let's make it this one for reasons of proximity and sanity. Actually, the question is, do I want to put my next freighter Beta on this side or on that side? And I have no idea. Let's go down and have a look. Okay, so I've got a glorious hole to drop down here. Bonk. Right, I don't think it makes any real difference. Let's put it on the right. I think that's where I want to go. So come back up here and then over the top of here. Right, so you get a piece of belt like that, and then a down ramp like that, and then this goes from here to here. Boom! There we go. Twice, double the amount of copper going in there. And then I'll get out my laser emittron. Diggy hole. How big a hole do I need to diggy? These are 3 by 4. So clear all of this out. And I'm going to go 3 high, even though I probably don't need to. There we go. Now take you, put you there. Lovely. And then I'm going to need a little bit more space around here to get the belts in, if that's okay. And then we have a couple of these here and here. First belt can come in like this. Ramp there. Second ramp, same as the first, but a little bit on the, yeah, there. Like that, and then if you immediately go that way and that way, that works. And then you go this way and that way, and that can feed into there. And they actually are feeding. Oh no, they're not feeding in all enough. Okay, that's fine. I wasn't expecting them to actually fill it up because I now need to drop back down here and clear out a space for the other end of the freighter Beta. Down here, which interestingly we've gone down from rock and found Earth, which is somewhat surprising. I would not have. I sort of feel that Earth is near the surface and rock is further down, but that's clearly not the case. Clear all that out, and then I would like one of those, and I would like to put it there. And oh, there's. I thought that might happen. There's a couple of bits of foundation underneath the top part of the freight elevator. So come back up here. If I dig through there like this, make myself a little hole to climb through. Can we go back up, please? Thank you. I didn't say turn the jetpack off. You just did that all by yourself. And then in here somewhere, yes, these ones, that and that should go away. And then, oh, and that. There we go. Now the freight elevator starts automatically digging out the hole, and will promptly build itself, promptly build the rest of it as well. Okay, so that's that done. We've now got n plus whatever. I've now got 6 belts flowing into three double speed elevators. So that means 6 belts in, 6 belts out. Lovely. Drop down the bottom here, and I can start faffing around with getting the stuff out at the bottom. So I'm going to need a bit more foundation across here. Then I can put in 2 of these. Bim, bim, and I can actually go output, output. No, not there. In there. And make you an output. And then, once again, I'm going to need to do an enormous amount of digging in order to get the copper to where I want it to go. There was another mod that I could have installed that was related to digging. And I'm wondering, that was related to basically making your mining laser have a much longer range. I'm wondering if maybe I should have got that as well. But it seemed a little unnecessary. This does work pretty well. Although it is going to take me rather a long time to dig all of this, so maybe this is another thing that should wait for between streams because this isn't the most exciting content. So yeah, let's leave that and get out of here if I can. So up here, I can fly out from the top here, I think. Because is there a way? Yes, there is a way out. There it is. Pop. Okay, let's go and pick up some more fast belt, and then I can go and bring some of the iron ore over from the old place and yeah. What have we got here? Yes, that's the one. Bing, 200. I'm not sure 200 is going to be enough, to be honest. I could grab from here. Your belt, yes you are. That's not the button. That's the button. Grab a little bit more as it comes through here, and then run away and leave it to top itself back up again. Right. So yes, there is a certain amount of appeal in doing a load of digging, yes, but it does get old eventually. Do I have enough drills to get this set up? Do I have any drills? No. Okay, let's go and get some drills. That's another thing I do need. I think there is limited. Yeah, it's not the most. I mean, maybe if we're having a good old Q&A session or something like that, and I had lots of things to talk about, and I didn't get distracted by things, then maybe that could work. But I suspect I'd probably still manage to get distracted. Right, how many of these things does it take to fill a belt? I think it's either 3 or 4. So let's try. Well, I can take 13, 14. Let's take 16 drills with me, just in case, because I feel that like I would like to be able to put 4 drills on each side of the patch, and then maybe run 4 belts if I've got it, if I've dug a big enough hole. Right, there we go. And I've got enough. Actually, let's take belts from the other belt producer, because I've got a second belt producer, so I might as well use it. Belt 1, belt round, belt 2. There we go. Yoink. So I've got 400 of those now. That's a decent, healthy number. And then over here, we've got this extension to the foundation that's taking power all the way to here, where it then drops down the hole. I'm going to get rid of this piece of rock that's floating in the air because that's silly. We don't want things to be silly. Yeah, so we've got that. Then that's allowing, and then there's a drop of foundation coming all the way down here. So that means we've got power down here on the coal face, as it were. So I can build out from here, like this, boop, and then from there I can go, well, here's the edge. So I want 2 for the drills, another one for the inserter, and a 4th one for the belts. So I do that. And we'll build it straight into the side over here, so it looks like it's actually supported. Similarly, then we go, actually, let's not do that. Let's pull up all of this and do some more mining with explosives, because actually I want this hole to be quite a bit big. I've run out of explosives. Huh. Okay, once more onto the bus, and I'll try and hopefully I've got some more explosives and I haven't run out of whatever the precursor to them is. Hello, Dave. Yes, I'm afraid you missed me demonstrating copy-paste. However, I'm sure I will use it again, because there's going to be plenty of other things that I'm a bit short of, I'm sure. So, yeah, I'm sure it'll be used again, although perhaps not on quite such a spectacular scale as it was the first time. So over here somewhere. Ah, there we go. There's the basic explosives being brought over here and being fed into here, which is making the slightly more exciting explosives. So there we go. There's 50 of them. Don't worry though, I'm still going to blow stuff up. And at some point, actually, I need to test the new orbital laser, because apparently I've upgraded it. So let's blow up some mountain. Yeah, I think the upgrade is still exactly the same orbital laser we know and love, but it'll fire for quite a lot longer before it overheats. So that's quite useful, actually. That is valuable. I am not complaining about that. But I was wondering whether it was going to get more destructive and more powerful as well. Go down the hole. There we go. I could start firing it down here, but I dread to imagine how much damage that would do above. Right, there and there. Yeah, maybe it'll get even more powerful later. We'll find out. This is a nice big iron patch. I approve. This goes on forever. Wow. Yeah, this is huge. And then before, that's what she said. But yeah. Yes, explosives will solve any problems. It's like Homer Simpson said about beer. It's the cause of and solution to all of life's little problems. And I'm pretty sure that everything I care about on the other side is far enough away that I can just throw these things with wild abandon. There we go. Popped out the other side. Actually, I've made my hole a bit too high. Let's toss that in there. Bring that down a bit. And probably the same here as well. And you. Boom. Boom. Yeah, that'll probably do. Okay, so this is what I've decided is official floor height in this part of the universe. That isn't what I meant to press. I meant to press Q. So let's just do this out to... Right, so I want a row of... a single row coming out this way to about here, and then this is to be a row of 4 coming all the way to the edge, like that. And then over here, stop falling out of the sky. Just because I've got to something that I can technically stand on doesn't mean I want to stop flying. Right, and then over this way, another 4 like that, and another. Okay, now this is going to require a bit of lasing. Sometimes I can be lazy. Yes, that was a pun. No, I'm not sorry. Right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way over there. And extend that one as well, like that. This game seems to be better at snapping onto edges you can't quite see than Minecraft is, which is nice as well. So I can build from there, even if I'm a bit further out than I am here. So I do like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way over to there. And then I guess we'll finish the loop as well. Okay, so that is now foundation all the way around here that I can put my mining drills on. Then the And I've got, yes, I've got 4 belts, a 4 wide tunnel going off that way, so I can completely belt this whole area up. I think a bit more laziness is going to be required around here, like that. And yeah, I can certainly have 2 belts come around this side probably, and 2 belts come around that side. Okay, so let's put in the mining drills. That's these guys. And I was going to put in 4 on each side, wasn't I? So I'll put 1. Apparently 4 in the hole. 2, 3, 4. So they'll mine that from there. Then over here we go 1, 2, 3, 4 to mine from there. You know what I should do actually? I should come over here, and in the interest of demonstrating new toys, let's do that and that and that and that. And put a belt through them all as well, like this. And then you know what I can do is I can select this toy, and I can say I want to. What are we doing at the moment? Right, I want to select an area. I want to build. I want to copy from there to there, and I don't know if I need to go up at this point, but I will anyway. And I can confirm that copy. Then I can come round over here and I can go rotate like that, and I can go, I can't see what I'm doing because there isn't one to fly far enough away here, and a massive tablet thing has appeared. Oh, actually I can place it like that, and then I can come along here and go, actually no, I want to push you that way a bit, like so. That's now in the right place, so I can then say confirm, and I can now say I want to repeat. How do I do that? I can rotate it like that. Oh, I see. Then I can just move it around by dragging on these things. So I'm rotate a couple more times. There we go. Get it the correct way around. Then I can go right along here. Where do I want to put it? Wait, what's happening here? No, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Let's start again. I want from there to there, and I don't need a 3rd dimension. Copy. Rotate it around that way around, and put it in there. Yes, I think repeat did not do what I wanted it to do. I can confirm paste, and that appears. My belt's going the wrong way at this point, of course. Oh, I should have mirrored it. We'll try that with the next one. Over here, I want to do because there's a mirror option there. Yeah, repeat is not what I wanted. Maybe I just pull it over here. Maybe I just move it over here. Place. Ah, yeah, perfect. That's what I wanted to do. But first I want to mirror it, and then I want to just place it in like this, and confirm that. I seem to have run out of drills, but other than that, that went perfectly. Okay, I'm quite pleased with that. Yeah, you're spot on, Dave. The repeat did not do what I wanted. Hello, regular. Welcome to Laurence Learns to Use Copy Paste. Remove that belt and then put it back in again from there to there. You know what? I'm going to dig a tunnel for this and make my belts all go in mostly straight lines. So we can go in a bit there like that, and then we can go and right. This belt is going to run here. Nope. Oh, never mind. There we go. So I've got this space now. So I want to run the belt from there to there. And you know what? I'm going to fill in this hole in the ground. So I'm going to take some of this stuff and I'm going to go filly hole, which is not the game we usually play, but I can fill all that in, and then I can bring the belt across here. This will turn down to go that way. This belt will come along here and go there. This belt goes here. And finally, I need a bit more earth. Fill that. Fill that. Fill that. And I can make my way over here and go, okay, well I'm gonna dig another hole because why not? Digging holes is fun as long as it doesn't go on for too long. So I can laze my way through here like this. Boom, 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 boom. That's probably far enough. I am not sure. Hup. And then the next belt wants to come through here. So knock all this out. And there we go. There's my other end. No, oh, belt. Belt comes through here like this. Boop. I fall off the universe again. Boop. Stop the world I want to get off, as they say. Or possibly on, depending on what you've been watching. Right, okay, and then I find that I can't go through here and I need an inspection tunnel as well. But let's do... excuse me. Let's make the tunnels, let's make the ceiling a little bit higher so I can actually get in there, so I can actually get past all of these and start playing. There we go. First belt. Fly, my pretty, fly. Second belt. Also fly. Fly. Third belt. Zoom. Fourth belt. I can either place it underneath me and see if I get popped, and see if the clipping pops me up onto the back into the out of my tunnel up to the surface, or I can just run along here like this and do it much more safely. Yes, agreed. Repeat does seem to be like the relative grid blueprint. I agree. It's a very similar effect. So do that, and why? Just why? Right, and now I've run out of belts because, of course, I have. So I better go back and hope those machines have actually built me some more, and I can hopefully go and get another 400 from there. So hop in the lift, take me to the surface. Bing. Boink. Bam 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 ba da ba da ba bam bam ba bam ba da ba 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 ba. There we go. No need for any more elevator music. Right. Where? Oh yeah, down here. This is where I'm building. You know, I could put in the better belts. They do cost green circuits, which I don't have an enormous amount of until I get more more copper coming in though. So let's stick with these guys for now. Why are you on 199? Why have you stopped at 199? That's very odd. Yes, automatic elevator music. Well, so you don't like my singing and you'd like it to be provided automatically. And I can't say I entirely blame you if you don't. Right, that is that. And then I can come back over here. It was this lift, I think. No, obviously it wasn't this one because this one is not here. But it goes to more or less the same area. Maybe it was... There are two lifts quite close by around here. Maybe it was... I can't remember where the other... Oh, there's the other one just over there. Yeah. Take me to iron smelting. Badam bam bam ba bam ba bam ba 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 da da ba da da ba dam ba da bam bam ba dam ba dam ba da ba da 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 dam ba da ba 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 da da ba dam ba da ba 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 dam. All right, so I pop out here. This should somewhere around here is where that. Oh, here we go. Here's my tunnel. Right, so let's put in another 400 piece of belt and see if this is enough. I'm not sure it's going to be, actually. Maybe I should just concentrate on finishing one of the belts for now. And then I can come back and get more of them when I need more iron. So this comes out here, like this. Boop. And what we're going to be doing here is probably bringing that elevator to go down from here down to below. Because at the moment, we're running out of iron below here, I think, because there is an iron mine somewhere. There it is. That's running a bit low, shall we say, and therefore not outputting at the sort of speed I would like it to. So that's why I've had to go out and get and set up a new additional mine. So this iron needs to come into here, like this. What? Not like that. Oh, I know what I've done. Right. Could you do what I want, not what I say? Ah! Right, fill that back in again. Do what I mean, not what I say, as the saying goes. Right, so the other three on the other side of the... Yeah. This should probably actually be the other belt. Let's go and get the other belt. Let's go and get the belt from the complete opposite side. Bring that one down as well. So you go from there, whoosh, this way. Yeah, pretty much to there. Let's remove that, and then this one can come from here. It can then go in to here. But if I remove that, and remove that, and actually I want you to go that way. Right, there we go. So the rightmost belt is then going to come over here, wend its way through the through this bit, and then feed this system. I don't even remember what this is producing anymore. Is this doing steel, or is it doing iron, or is it doing cheese, or is it... I don't honestly... no, it's only got... This must be doing iron, because it doesn't have an addition... It only has the one input. There's no coal around here. Okay, that's fine. Now we've got a good, healthy, solid belt coming out this way to go off to... I think that's additional steel production off that way, so that's going to need to be upgraded. But I need to get... Yeah, possibly I need to swap these two elevators around and use this one to take it down to... So the thing is, I've got iron ore coming in from two different directions now. I've got it coming in from the new mine, and I've also got it coming up these elevators from the old mine. Now maybe the obvious thing to do here is to bring a second belt across and feed it into this elevator, and then it can go in here and then come out of here. Or I could be slightly more sensible about this and just take out a couple of pieces of this and put in a splittometron like that, and then feed a belt in from here like this. And then run that all the way back up to yonder. Is that long enough? I can't tell at the moment. I'm waiting to see if any I'm waiting to see if any iron comes along here. No, not quite. It was very nearly long enough, and it would have been for any of the other belts. But for that one, no. Oh, I've got it pulling backwards. There we go. Right, so that's belt number 2. Fine. Belt number 3. Extend this one as well, just because I can't think of what else to. I think I'm going to need to go and get some more belts. So let's do that. If I put that to there, where am I? Oh, it bounced me off to the side rather than upwards, because that was the nearest place it could put me. Fine, sure, I'll take this back to the surface. I'm not sure if that makes suitable elevator music, but it's what you're getting. Mostly because it's the first thing that came to mind. Tree. No more tree. Where am I? I'm there. Okay, so let's go get some more stuff. This is an expensive process in belts, but you know, it's what resources are for, right? We need to use them to. Oh, in fact, I've used them up so quickly we've not even filled up again yet. We've only got 186. Luckily, there's going to be another 186 over here, or 124, which is almost 186, but not quite. So I've got a bit over 300 belts. It's enough to be useful. Right, let's drop back down to iron smelting again. And there's steel smelting a bit further down, which is also going to need an upgrade and an additional steel to be fed to it. So we'll go down, we'll take a look at the iron smelting again, make sure see how things are going here, and then try and work out what I want to do next. So yeah, here we've got all this coming through. In fact, let's prioritise that. So we'll pull it in from this side first to try and use up the old patch first if we can, at least for that one. Then let's drop down here and have a look around and see what's going on. Okay, so we have another lift bringing up, another freight elevator bringing up frankly, a very small amount of iron ore. I don't know why this one's so bad when the other one was managing a full belt. It must just be the way the drills are lined up. Can I get down? Let's see if I can get down there and have a look. Come on. Yeah, here it comes. And I want to go down to ore patch. Okay, I'm just being impatient. Apparently tonight is movie night at the elevator music department. Right, I think I need another splitter over here, so get rid of that and that and that and that. I want to put in one of these in here like that. I prioritize that side. I don't know. No, prioritize. Oh, I have no idea. But anyway, this is certainly. Let's not prioritize. There we go. We should get both flying out in decent amount in both directions now, I suspect. But yeah, this is a rather sad looking ore patch compared to what we had before. And I don't have any more miners with me. I could actually... Let's move some of these miners. And put them... Because these are blooming miles away from the patch. So if I take those and put them in over here, then they'll have a bit more of an advantage. They'll be able to pull the ore out a bit more quickly. And we'll be able to see the... we'll be able to deplete it a little bit more quickly as well. And that'll be nice. We like depleting patches because then we don't have to worry about how we're going to get stuff from... anywhere else. Then we don't have to worry about how we're balancing them, rather, is what I actually mean. Oh, hurrah, I've run out of inserters again. Fortunately, there's some over here. They're all long ones. Oh, I see. Okay. Right, so that is going to produce a healthy supply of the iron ore. However, previously I did have that split across more belts, so I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have done it quite like that. Ideally, what I'd do is I'd bring more mining drills and put them around the back here, but that's going to be a slightly bigger job. So I think I might not bother with that. Let's call this good enough. And go, yes, I reckon this is going to eventually dig up all of the iron ore from down here. We'll chuck it in the bins and it'll get brought away. So that's good enough, and we seem to have quite a lot going into here. This is the one that's going off to the new steel production area. This is the one that's going off to the old steel production area, new steel production area, I think. So if we go back in here and go back up to steel smelting, we can go and sort that out. Right, so up here now, we're seeing still a disappointingly small amount of iron coming out here. Maybe it just needs time to catch up and get this up this elevator. But I do want to bring more down from up there. The question is how best to do that. I could put in another freight elevator. You can't have multiple stops on a freight elevator, I don't think. So I can't put another one up there and have them both feeding down here. It's not all that far. It would be fairly easy to put in a ramp spiral over here and then just remove this belt and just have it coming in from the other side. I think that might be the way to do it. Let's try going up from here and see where I end up. Yeah, not like that. Like that. No. I mean, that's kind of perfect, isn't it, really? I'll probably put that a little bit earlier. But if I bring this back like there and there, then I reckon I could build a spiral here fairly easily. And with copy and paste, building a spiral is going to be much, much easier as well. So I want to put that there. Then I want to have one of these there, and then one of these there. And then this goes here and here. And I might put in... I'm halfway there already. I was thinking I might build a little bit more of this. Stop copying the conveyor slope, because then I can copy it without copying bits that I don't want. Right, so if I get that and put that in there, then I can go. I want to do a copy, and I want to take from. I forget you need to clear these every time you use them. So yeah, I want to go from there. I don't want to go up, but I do want to go down to, yeah, there. And then I want to pull this way. And I want to push it this way. And I want to stretch it this way. Doop, like that. I think I might have got the inserter with that, but we'll see how it goes. So confirm copy. And then I want to put this there, paste. Then I can do a little bit more digging out of here. Is this going to fit? Am I going to fit in another one? Is it going to magically line up and all will be amazing? All will be amazing and well. We shall find out. So then I want to drag this up again. Doop, 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 like that. No, it's too far. Down one. Boop. There we go. So let's put that there. Confirm paste. And then, right, if I remove that, and then that, and that, and if I can then just go up here like this, I think at this point, I will then just continue this as a straight ramp, continuing like this. Come on, there we go. Like that, and then I need one more. Okay, so lose that, and that, and that, and that, and then I can put in one more ramp, like that. Boom, just like that. I can't get down again. Yes, I can. There we go. Alright, so there we go. There's my iron rubble coming down there. So now I just need to remove all of that belt. Go, and put in the right belt like this. And also I'll empty my inventory into one of these machines like this, because I've picked up a load of iron rubble that I don't actually want. So we'll chuck that in there, let that get started. And this should, I think, use up I thought this was going to use up a full yellow belt. Now maybe it is, and it's just because I've chucked an extra 70 odd in this one that's got it thrown off a little bit. But now, most important, or maybe it was producing a full output belt. But either way, we've now got a solid belt of crushed coal and a solid belt of crushed iron ore coming out here. I can mine up these ones because these aren't needed anymore. If we could stop making holes in the floor, that'd be nice. Right. So that should mean now we'll get a supply of, yes, there we go, there's steel ore coming out here. Yes, I'm aware that the phrase steel ore is somewhat silly. And that should, if my maths is correct, be enough to feed these machines and these machines. And we should have then a large quantity of steel, maybe even a full belt, I honestly can't remember, coming out over here. And it seems like we do. We seem to have enough steel. So I think that might now be fully operational, which is nice. I feel like I've upgraded a load of my builds, and then have come back and found I don't actually need the amount of throughput I've been building because science has stopped. But oh well. I don't know. I think in some ways I like this game a lot more than Satisfactory. Because Satisfactory, at least back when I played it, which admittedly was before the 1.0 release, had a lot of flaws that made it very, very frustrating. Like the copy and paste was... Okay, to be fair, I've added copy and paste to this game with a mod, so it's a little unfair to compare that. But the copy paste in Satisfactory was very unsatisfactory, and the train systems was very unsatisfactory. This game doesn't have train systems and doesn't have copy paste, so it's a slightly unfair comparison. But I think I'm enjoying. I'm certainly getting frustrated less by this game, which isn't quite the same thing as enjoying it more, perhaps. But yeah, I think I prefer it. It's kind of hard to say. Right, so now we've got enough steel. Ta-da! And that should back up all the way along here. In fact, I'd like to set some priorities on this. I want you to be no, not that one. That one. Yeah. Prioritize that way. Yes. And then over here, I want to prioritize that way. Okay, so this looks. We're in a pretty good position now. We've got production of. We've got science ticking over nicely. We've got the space stuff maybe happening. Let's go and deal with some space stuff. So I want to actually talk to the space station. Ping. And I need to pay off my a bit more of my loan because I've got too much money at the moment. So let's pay off 500 grand. Boop. There we go. Now I've only got 32,000, and that fits in my bank account without me being charged, or in my vault rather. Let's deal with the R&D because this is here, and I can therefore I can quickly and easily while I think of it. Yeah. So those are all done. Right, so how's my storage doing? How is my bot production running? Pretty well. The screen bots are a little bit low. They're down only at 186, but there are some of them. So I think there probably aren't any problems there. The light transport bots are also a bit low. There's only 93 of them out of the 400 that we're supposed to have. So that's potentially problematic, but it's not a serious problem, but it does mean we're not selling additional ones. But that's mostly okay. So that seems to be generally okay. We seem to be making the robots fast enough. Now I do need to start making snack bots apparently, and mining drones and planter drones and combat drones, and not so much maintenance drones, those are already being done. But there are a few more that need to be made. So I guess that's going to be a next thing to do. Otherwise, probably all right. Do I have enough ships doing the ground to space station run? That's the next question. That one's full, but that's probably full because we've got enough of them up there, maybe. That's loading up. That's stopped. That's fuel canisters. We've probably got plenty of those. Got a couple of ships grabbing some more. Bringing more thermalite down and grabbing the light bots, or the light construction bot, whatever they're called. These things, the little transport bots. Possibly, I need to be making those a bit quicker then, because it does look like they're flying out. We don't seem to have enough of these coming through. Hello, persistent. Yeah, things are going well. I've added copy paste, which has made a massive difference, and now I'm just sort of trying to decide what I need to work on next, because the factory is basically ticking over at the moment. I think the inputs are basically okay, which means I need to go and start using the resources up for more stuff. This is an old-fashioned coal production area. This probably should be upgraded because there is a better version that is more efficient. So let's have a look through that. And the other steel making system is already using the new, more efficient recipe. But I might as well try and save some of my ore here if I can. So I can do the steel beams tier 2 recipe, which takes in one ore and makes 2 beams, as opposed to this one, which takes in 1 ore and makes 1 beam. And there we get. Okay, and we can make that from xenoferrite ore and ignium ore instead of this one, which is made from the 2 rubbles. So that means I need to crush them both. So I need to crush the xenoferrite ore rubble. I need to crush the ignium ore rubble in order to get the ignium ore and the xenoferrite ore, or also known as iron ore and crushed iron, crushed coal. And then I can combine them into this one and then make the better things. Right, so this belt here needs to be swapped out for one of crushed. That's not going to be too difficult. This belt here also needs to be swapped for one of crushed. Again, not going to be too difficult, but it needs to be done. So we would like to have some. Wait, does this require advanced machinery anywhere along here? I think it does somewhere. Yeah, we need an advanced. Okay, we're going to need advanced smelters. We don't necessarily need advanced crushers though. Let's go and look at the other steel production area to get the numbers, because I'm pretty sure I did that. I mathsed it properly over here. So let's go and check it out and see if I can crib. The other possibility, I suppose, is to go in and actually just copy paste it rather than going in and thinking and just making a note of the numbers. That might be easier actually, although it's a little bit off to the back and side, up and down, open. There we go. So what we've got, right, here's the rubble coming in. These are my crushers that are crushing, unsurprisingly. So if I copy this area, then this will get me that stage of the processing. Then we've got then we've got more crushers here combining them. Oh, that's something I need to do. I need to upgrade these crushers to be the advanced ones as well, I think, in order to keep everything balanced. And then over here, we've got the advanced smelters making the steel. And some silly shenanigans going on here with belts because I didn't leave enough space to get this belt out. But we can gloss over that a little bit. Okay, so let's get started. I would like to do let's do another copy paste. So select area. I want to go from there to there to there. That's my copy. Can I say? Yeah, I can save this. So let's call this steel ore. And then I can then hopefully, if I understand this correctly, I can then select a new area, and that can be this one over here. Maybe I should just select this whole thing as one big blueprint. I don't know. So I'll go from there to there to there. This has not worked. There. Oh, I'm doing vertical first apparently. To there, and yeah, it's done this funny thing where it sometimes doesn't quite understand what you're trying to do. So it is not perfect, I'm afraid. Right, okay, so from there, and then I want to copy to no, a bit further. Copy to there. Yes, so I can confirm that copy. Right, let's go off and do some pasting. I think I can close that. Surface. So head back up to the surface, back over to where I'm doing my steel production at the moment, and then I can drop in my my new designs, and hopefully quite a lot of it will get built. I do need to find some more crusher 2s first, though. That would be valuable. Where am I making them? If you were a crusher 2, where would you be hiding? I need to come along and label all of these. And down here we've got, these are assembly machines. Ooh, these might be assembly machine 3s and crusher 2s. What are you? Ah, you're advanced smelters, which I do need. You're a crusher 2, which I do need. Excellent, that is what I wanted. That was the right place. Awesome. Who would have thunk it? Okay, so now over here, let's rip all of this out and essentially start again. So I want to remove from there to there to there. Boom, just like that. And apparently we missed a bit. Not sure how. Oh, not enough space in my inventory. Auto sort, is that going to get me? Yeah, there we go. Pull that up. Okay, so now I need to get back out the copy paste system and no, this copy paste system. There we go. Right, so that it goes that way round, I think. probably goes about here. It is floating up in the air, so I want to move it down at least 1 square. Like that. And I want to open the panel. I want to demolish all. Certainly demolish terrain. Paste. Right, so I'm missing a load of stuff. What am I missing? This is so I'm okay. There's a load of stone to place. I don't care about that. I'm missing some second. No, I'm missing a one loader. That is the only thing that I'm missing. Blimey. Oh, and I've placed a load of stone as well because that was technically part of the copy. All right, that's silly, but sure, we can fix that. So I want some medium inserters. Gimme. Let's get some normal inserters while I'm at it. And then, can I confirm paste? There we go. That's now complete. So I'll put that away. And apart from this sort of rather large stone monolith in the corner here, that's gone pretty well. I'll have to look into how to try not to copy stone in the future. There's a bit more over on the other side. Still, that wasn't bad for a... I'm not going to say first attempt. The whole thing's floating up in... Oh no, it's not floating up in the air. It is actually at ground level. It's just that there's a bit of an edge of a hill here. Okay, that's fine. So let's knock all of this out. Actually, let's knock it down to this level, and then I'll fill in the rest with earth because I've got 1,500 earth now from digging many holes in many places. So yeah, I can clear all this up. Can I refine the? I haven't found an ore refining process yet that requires acid. No, that seems to be a Factorio space exploration thing rather than a Foundry thing. Although, I don't know. I have not completed all of the research, so it is quite possible that there is an option later that allows me to do even more refining on my iron ore and get even more out of it. We shall see. I don't know. So far we've got the crushing stage, which seems to be a fairly traditional way of doing things in these sort of factory games. Finally, nearly got to the end of it. Right, there we go. So that's the stage that takes in the processed ores and turns them into into actual steel. So now I need to feed in the processed ore here and get that in. So that means I now need the other blueprint. So I need to load blueprint. I want my steel ore blueprint. Here's one I made earlier. And I need to stare at that and blindly until I can work out what does what and which way around it is and all kinds of things like that. I have no idea which is the input side and which is the output side. I think it might have been the same. Can I tell if I get a bit close, down and closer? No, all I can see now is just it. Ah, those belts are going that way. That belt is coming back out this way, I think. Yes. Which ones are inserters and which ones are exerters? I honestly don't know. I could put it this way around. Let's remove this belt. I said, let's remove this. What are you doing? Come on, game. Let's remove this belt. And actually, yeah, and remove this as well. You know what? Let's just drop it. Let's just drop the blueprint in and go. And then go, well, it doesn't matter, I can rotate the belts around if I need to. So I want you to be about here, and yeah, it's about that height. Right, let's call that good enough. And so go, okay, we've got some more rock up here, fine. And also I've run out of the appropriate crushers. But that's also not a serious problem, or at least it's a problem I can solve without too much difficulty. Right, so knock all that out. There we go. So we've got down here, this is the exerter. So then these are presumably fed into a fed into a splitter or a merger, and then fed in there. So let's put that. No, they're not. Those are my two separate inputs, so they go into these two separate belts over here. Right, yes, that makes a lot more sense. Otherwise, why wouldn't I have had them come out onto the same belt? That would have been far more sensible. So put that there. And put that there. Excellent. They've not got power, that's fine, I can fix that problem. Like this. No, not like that. Try again, get it in the right place. That goes there and there. Boom, now they've got power. And right, this one's doing the iron, this one's doing this one therefore must be doing the coal. Yeah. So that means I can come over here, I can knock out this belt. That was not what I wanted it to do, but never mind. It was easier just to let it do it than to come back and try and fix it. So this comes over here. Not quite sure why this is a red belt. Probably just because I don't have enough input for it to not be. And then this comes along here, like so. Got a couple of inserters here and here and here and here. Let's go and get some more crushers, because I seem to have got through a lot of those. Were you crushers? Yes, you were. Grab those. I can put in one, two more. Right, so that'll bring in all of the... Yeah, this blatantly needs to be upgraded to a yellow belt. But that can bring in now, that can then... Actually, no, it doesn't. We've probably got enough coming out there. I just need to get my iron ore from all the way over here where it's been brought in, right over to there where it can be crushed. So I think this is going to be a thing better done underground, given we have the iron ore already underground. Let's knock out this. Down to about there. And then go, well, over here, I'd like it to pop up, annoyingly, where I've just put a load of foundation in. Let's move that. So put that across there instead, and then pull out that, like so. It's not hard to play. I'd say this game is very much like, what if you... The game, it feels like they said, what if we had Factorio, but in a Minecraft world? So... It's very much what you'd expect from that, and yeah, I think it's really good. I'm very much enjoying it. There've been a few frustrating things. One of the things I would definitely say is get the mod that allows you to do copy paste, because without that, it's okay, but it gets frustrating. But otherwise, yeah, I'd say it's good. I mean, I'm certainly enjoying it. Can recommend. It is early access at the moment, it's worth mentioning. So there are some things that are still under development. Like the mining could be a bit quicker and easier and less annoying. But I think that's something they've explicitly said they're working on in one of the blog posts. So yeah, the game is in production, is getting better and better each time they do a new release. And yeah, I'd say it's good. I'm certainly enjoying it. These opinions are not sponsored. And I think one of the it's a lot. I'm finding it a lot less frustrating than Satisfactory. One of the reasons is because I've added in a mod that does copy paste, because Satisfactory's copy paste was not satisfactory back when I played it. Other reasons are I think I just like being able to do the sort of the deforming the terrain. So I think I want to run a belt through here. I can do. I can just dig a hole and stick a belt in, and it's fine. That's sort of how it's meant to work. This is sometimes the sort of 3D-ness, and when you end up in a little sort of cavern space like this, and you go, what am I trying to do? I can't tell what's going on. But often, if you then just dig out a bit of the land, you can tell. You can remind yourself fairly quickly of what's happening. So. Somewhere in here, right, this belt needs to actually not go out that way. This needs to come through here. Right, that's handy, because we've got that belt going up there, so that means I can punch this one through here. And then through here. And I could use numbers and plans, and you could build in, largely above ground instead of underground like I'm doing here. But there's something fun about having tunnels. I quite enjoy having all my having the tunnels and things all running underground. There's something satisfying about keeping them out of sight and just having the resources flowing around where you need them. So I'll put that there. There we go. Where's this iron ore going? Maybe I should put in more signposts so I know where stuff goes. I think that's going off to be made into concrete. Yeah, maybe a bit more signposting would be a good idea. But the basic idea certainly works well in my opinion. I can't get out of this hole. There we go. Okay, so that is now my iron ore going over to my new smelting system over here. There's the iron ore coming in, the crushed iron ore coming out. That means these machines can now turn it into steel ore. Yes, I'm aware that saying steel ore is a bit of a silly phrasing, but that's okay. I don't care because it's sort of functionally what it is. It is a mixture of stuff that you can turn oh, there's only one belt coming out. It's a mixture of it's stuff you chuck into a furnace and steel comes out the other end. So therefore, it's basically steel ore. All right, put that in there, and let's upgrade this belt to a yellow because why not? It's gone all the way to there, and this one, and that one. Just make everything yellow at this point. I think I don't see any reason not to. Okay, and that has now switched the steel production over here from the old inefficient recipe to the new more efficient recipe, and hopefully we've got enough coming through. And there's some random additional belts over here. Let's get rid of those. That'll be from the way I did the copy paste. I accidentally captured some random extra stuff by mistake. Okay, I feel like we're not getting enough of this stuff out. It is possible that that's because I got some numbers wrong. We've only got 2 of the machines running so far. Maybe they're just filling up their input buffers. No, we just don't seem to have enough crushed iron coming through. And this is a largely full belt. The other systems seem to be working quite well. Profit. So one of the things you do in this game, as well as the sort of the standard factory game things of refining metals, building them into machinery, and then producing science packs and doing research like this. This is a very familiar looking research window. You can additionally make little utility robots. You can then, which is what is going on with all of these machines over here. Those are then shipped over to my spaceports. That's these things. And if I grab my my communication dongle, there we go. I can ship them. We can then ship them up to the space station, and from there they can be sold out across the galaxy. So I've claimed. So far, I've bought the rights to sell stuff into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sectors, and so I'm selling the little robots I'm making into those areas, and that makes you money, which you can use to buy things, unsurprisingly, and also it's a resource that you can use to make into other stuff. So you do need to sell some stuff in order to make some money, in order to then be able to make some of the more advanced robots and some of the more advanced things you want on your planet. Oh, thanks to the follow, King Beast, much appreciated. And so, yeah, you can then expand out and grab more and more and more of these places to get you more and more money, as long as you can produce enough robots to sell to them. So, for example, I could unlock this sector here. Let's try. We've got 3 planets over here, and we can have a look and see. And then we can. I don't care about that. We can now have a look at these planets, and we can go. Okay, so this one wants heavy-duty transport bots, which I am making. They want science robots, which I'm not making. They want aquatic hauling bots, which I'm not making, and they want transport drones, which I'm not making. So I could start shipping those over there, but I'm a bit short of spaceships at the moment. So let's look at this one. They want They want similar sort of things, stuff that I'm not making. This one wants mostly stuff that I am making mining drones. I could sell those too. So let's say that we want to. I've maxed out my number of trade licenses, which means I now need to go back to the space station and go to the station upgrades and the communication centers. Yes, it is. And I've got this is already the upgrade that I'm doing at the moment. So once this upgrade finishes building, which requires money and also construction material, which you can either buy with money or you can make on the ground and ship up to space. But making it requires some of the money to use as a raw material. I'm spending that on upgrading my administrative office over here. I think there's a way to... I thought there was a way to make... Yeah, this is how you make construction happen faster on the spaceship. It is very different to Satisfactory, yes. There's the same sort of basic Factorio-style mechanics on the ground in that you put down machines, you dig up resources, you process the resources and you build them up into things that you want. However, there are some enormous differences, like the whole space selling and buy system, and the fact that it's sort of a deformable world, and you find resource patches and they run out and so on. It really is a sort of a cross between Factorio and Minecraft, with a bit of Elite stuck on the side of it for novelty value, with the whole trading thing. Yes. So where was I? Oh yeah. So I should probably make some more robot types. If I look in my things I can craft, we can look at the robot section. So maintenance drones, I believe I'm already making. Can I can sort of... Yeah, there they are. I think those are maintenance drones down there. Are they maintenance drones or are they these guys? No, these are probably light bots. Yeah, those are light bots, so I'm definitely making those. What's going on over here? That's thermalite being brought. That's the heavy transport bots. These heavy duty transport bots. That's those guys. So we've got those. That's the construction material. That looks like these guys, the vacuum bots. Going in down there. Oh, those are screen bots. And here we've got... those are the construction drones. Right, okay. So I'm making maintenance drones, I'm making transport bots, I'm making screen bots, not making mining drones, I don't think. Not making combat, certainly not making combat. I'm making light bots, making heavy bots, and making vacuum bots. So now I can potentially go back to my space station and have a look at what's currently being made. So what my planets are currently asking for, and decide whether there's what I want to make next. So that'll go again back into the galaxy map, and I can have a look through the planets I've already got. And yes, you can see. So here we go. This is their demand. This is how much I'm trying to sell to them. So these are all ones I've got all of these up and running, and this is how much each of those bots sell for. So the transport bots are quite simple, so they sell quite cheaply. The vacuum bots are actually aren't that simple, but I'm surprised they're cheaper than the transport bots, but they are. And then the light bots and screen bots are a bit more complicated, therefore a bit more expensive. But I'm satisfying everything there and not there. So aquatic hauling bots are required for this one. And planter drones here, and maintenance. Sorry, mining robot and mining drone. I need both of those for this one. So there's cleaning bots and personal assistant robots. These are getting complicated out here in Zerethics. Pyrate, nothing. This one, nothing. That one I haven't. Oh, this one I have bought. Yeah, we've satisfied all. We're not actually sending a ship out there. How do I... Oh, no, I haven't unlocked that one yet. Right, that's why. Then down here, again, planter drones, aquatic. And here we've got everything. Okay, so it looks like planter drones would be a good one to go for, because this requires planter drones and this one requires planter drones. I don't think there are any other... oh no, an aquatic appeared twice. So let's do. They're expensive. Okay, that's quite good. Let's do aquatic bots then, because they seem to be really expensive. So first question is what goes into one of those. Second question is, do I actually have enough of these maintenance drones going through? It looks like I probably do, even though I've only got one machine making them. It seems to be enough. Right. So bring up the construction matron, and I said I wanted to do. The one I wanted to do doesn't exist. I haven't researched it yet. So I guess we'll be doing planter drones then instead. I haven't got aquatic bots. I don't know how to make them. So that's thermalite, which is the money, plus machinery parts, electronic components, and hover engines. Okay, so I need to make hover engines. That's presumably a component. Hover engine, which is copper, advanced machinery parts, and electronic components. Okay, well, I suspect there's going to be a lot of robots that require hover engines, so I'll make them separately and then feed them out onto my absolute mess of a bus. I'm not sure what I was thinking here, really. It's become a rather vertical bus when it probably should have been a horizontal bus, but oh well, c'est la vie. So I need to build onto the probably need some more grounding stuff. Let's check out the recipe again over here. So it was Technim, advanced parts and electronic components. Because there's only 3 things, so 4 things. 1, 2 belts and inserters. 1, 2, 3 for the machine. 1, 2. So I need an area that big for this. Oh joy! I've run out of foundation again. Still, we'll do what we can and then come back. Don't put it there. We'll do what we can and then come back and cry about the missing bits in a moment. Right, so you're going to make hover engines. You never play Factorio? Okay, well, I say Factorio is the best of all of the factory games. So it is the one I would. It's the one I've played 3,500 hours of. Put it that way. I played about 3,500 hours of that. I played maybe 100 hours of this one and 200 or 300 of Satisfactory. I think I forget exactly, but those sort of numbers. So you can see where my loyalties and my interest lie. Yeah, Factorio I would say is the best one. That said, the others are also fun as well. And I have to admit, when I first saw Factorio, I wasn't very impressed with the art style and just general look of the game. But once you get into it, it's fantastic. Okay, I played through Satisfactory from before 1.0 came out, and I played through. I wouldn't like to say how many hours I've played because I can't remember basically. But it was enough to. I completed it in the pre 1.0 state. So I built up all of the things that you needed to do to finish off all of the things that the space elevator was demanding. Yeah, it's the right place. Can't get it in the right. And I certainly enjoyed it. But there were a number of things about it that I didn't consider to be very satisfactory. Like the train system, for example, was awful. The copy-paste system was extremely limited. I understand that's got better. And maybe the train system's got better as well. I'm not certain, to be honest. But yeah, there were a lot of things that I didn't work as well as I would have liked them to, should we say. Yeah, oh, absolutely. And modded Minecraft was the original inspiration for Factorio as well. So yeah, it sort of carried on like that, and it shows. They are Satisfactory is very much a Factorio. I'm not going to say Factorio clone, but it is that sort of game. It is a factory game in the style of Factorio, but with a third dimension and so on and so on. So there are definite similarities in it, and. But then, I mean, I don't see that as a criticism. Factorio is an excellent game, and so why wouldn't? And the obvious thing that Factorio is missing is a third dimension. So I can totally see why so many developers think, yes, let's make a Factorio alike, but stick a third dimension in it to make it a bit more interesting. Now, the thing is, a third dimension is tricky to do, and tricky to do well. One of the nice things about Factorio is, because it's 2D, and therefore relatively simplistic, you can have absolutely phenomenally huge factories. In Factorio, you will deal with resources in their millions, and you will easily use all of that up and then need to go off and look for more. The game allows you to build on an absolutely enormous scale, and that is partly because of the relatively simplistic graphics style. And that allows a lot of extra complexity as well. So I would say it is much deeper than any of the other games I've played. However, some of that is going to be due to it having been around for longer and therefore having had more development time. Yes, there is an enormous amount to build, especially if you buy Factorio with the expansion pack, Space Age. Then it's an enormous game. Also, there's a huge number of mods available for it that expand it enormously. So myself and some of my friends played through a mod called Space Exploration, coupled with another one called Crastorio 2. It took us 2 years for 4 of us to get through that mod. We were playing. That was streaming about 4 hours a week, so it's about 200 hours of play. it is not a small undertaking, should we say? And then we've currently started another one, which is my Monday night stream, where we're playing. It's a mod set we put together ourselves, basically by just going out and grabbing all the various available planet mods that have been released to go with Space Age. We're calling it Planetary Pioneers. That's the current stream. We are 3 months in now, I think, and out of we reckon we've got 20 planets and 30 science packs to do, and we're on to the 5th planet. And we haven't actually gone to that one yet because we're going back to make some improvements on the older ones, because now we've unlocked a load of new technologies, things can be done again but better. So yes, it is a sizable game. Oh yeah, Radagast's point there is a very good one. Yes, Factorio is possibly the only game where whenever you find a bug in it, and no, you didn't, you've made a mistake, and you can say that with almost if it's not modded, you can say that with virtually 100% certainty. The mistake is not in the game. You fitted something together wrongly. It is not a bug. Oh. I have apparently already started making flying robot frames over here, but they're all going into this machine, so we'll pretend I didn't see that and just carry on. Yeah, the Factorio devs, yeah, as Radagast says, are also very, very in favour of mods. So they are very, very helpful, and they will release they'll release a patch with fixes that only affect something weird where somebody's done something very strange in a mod and that's ended up breaking it. But they'll release a patch for it anyway because, well, something broke, so they don't like that. So there've been many cases of modders finding weird problems, and then it would never show up in a vanilla game, and then the Factorio devs will go, well, yep, that seems to be a problem. We will go in and fix that for you. There is Oh, I've run out of inventory space. I don't think I need any gravel. I certainly don't need to carry a copper ore around with me. I'll put that. I've got quite a lot of iron ore, so let's go and stick that in. The relevant machines over here. Here we go. Oh yeah, and there's loads of features have been added in specifically for modding. What? Oh no, this is correct. Some of that. There we go. And yeah, there's an enormous modding community for Factorio. So the game I was talking about, we've got the 20 extra planets are almost all modded ones. We reckon we've got somewhere north of 100 mods in there as well. Because we've added in lots of mods to do all kinds of useful things. Some of them are quality of life mods that will make the game play better, in our opinion. Some of them are I don't know. Some of them change things graphically. Some of them are part of other mods and give you more content when you get to space. We've put in enormous numbers of mods, and it just adds to the game. So, what? Why can I not put those in the output? That's weird. I've got a load of steel that I don't know what to do with, and I've got enough of it that I don't really want to throw it away, but also I don't know where to stick it. Where does steel come in? Is it this row? Yes, it is. All right, let's give something to the pipe production machine. Yeah, okay. There may be exceptions. Sometimes when you find a Factorio bug, you might actually maybe you've actually found a bug, but generally, it's probably not. It's probably that you've made a mistake. And in my experience, I think every time I think I've found a bug or something isn't working properly, it has been user error rather than an actual genuine bug. Right. What do I still have that's just trash and I don't want? Oh, a load of. Actually, let's go and chuck the biomass into explosives production, because eventually we'll run out if I don't. Is it you? There we go. So that's run out. You have my biomass. There we go. And that can then be fed out to be mixed with the copper ore and coal, and then turned into explosives that can be turned into more useful explosives. Ah, I've got that admin office upgrade. I can now contact more planets and sell stuff to them. Excellent. Why was I over here? Oh yes, I needed more foundation. Yeah, so Factorio is absolutely the gold standard of factory games. Other games, there are other games that are very good. Absolutely. Don't get me wrong. I'm very much enjoying playing Foundry. I enjoyed playing Satisfactory. Not as much as I'm enjoying Foundry, admittedly. But Factorio is the one I keep coming back to and want to spend another however many thousand hours playing it. As I said, I'm on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm on about 3,500 hours so far. It's and there's no. I'm not going to say there's no. And I haven't got bored of it. Put it that way. What was I making? Oh yeah, gardening bots or whatever they're called. Robots. These guys. Planter drones. It's almost a gardening bot, right? So I need to bring in thermalite sheets, machinery parts, electronic components, and hover engines. Great. Now I've had... Ooh. Ah. Stop falling off things. Right. Let's grab up all of that. And then move this across to... Not you. To... Here. Then I can put in my... I can put in a... medium inserter here, a long inserter here, and that's going to be the electronic components and the flying robot frames, which are not called flying robot frames. That's a Factorio thing, but it's close enough. Hover engines. Okay, so I just need to bring in thermalite sheets and machinery parts now. Yes, I have installed the blueprint mod because yeah, that was a thing I did for this just before this stream, between this stream and the last stream, because yes, you're absolutely right. It is virtually. I was getting very frustrated. It's so earlier on in the game, the first sort of 10 streams or so, most of what I built, it didn't matter so much that it was a bit slow and clunky and awkward because I wasn't building massive constructions. So it was a little bit annoying, and it would have been nice to be able to copy paste, but it wasn't quite as vital. But in the last stream, I needed to double my already large copper production facility, and that was not realistic. I certainly wasn't going to do it on stream, and I didn't want to do it off stream either, to do it manually. So yeah, so I went off and found the blueprint mod that I think probably people have been telling me about. So I did listen, went off and installed it, and yes, it's fantastic. It's a little bit quirky, but I think the problem with this, and again, this is coming from the point of view of a Factorio player, the problem with any 3D factory game, or any 3D game that's giving you this sort of level of ability to just chuck stuff wherever you feel the need to, you're going to have problems with how can I put it? It's difficult to use a 2D interface, that is a mouse and a keyboard, to build things well and intuitively in a 3D world. And Satisfactory suffered with that to an extent. Foundry suffers from it a bit more because you've got so much more freedom, and so yeah, it's a little bit of a problem, and one that hasn't really been solved by anyone ever, I don't think. But still, it's it's a little bit finicky and a little bit awkward at times. But oh well, we deal with it. And the game, it's manageable, and the game is still fun. Why is there no iron on this belt? Well, why is there very little iron on this belt? Do I just need to upgrade it? Let's go and find out. I have not even heard of desynced, so no, I've not tried it. All right, so we've got half a yellow belt coming up here, and heading off that way. Where do you come from? Where do you go? Where do you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Well, it's coming up from down there somewhere. This is presumably the iron smelting. Let's go down and have a look. So I'm assuming Desynced is another factory game, since that seems to be basically what I play. I've tried playing a few other things occasionally, but nobody seems to want to come and watch. Nobody seems to be interested in coming along and watching them, which is sort of understandable, because I'm aware I've very much built this channel on Factorio. Actually, very specifically, I built the channel on Factorio Space Exploration, because it's playing that sort of got the channel up and going. So if I play something completely different, I can understand why people are going, what's this? Why is he playing something different? I don't understand. What the hell is going on down here? So that belt goes off. Alright, so I've got 2 partial belts of iron coming out here. One of them goes off upwards and probably disappears. This one, I think, is the belt that I was looking for before that's going into all of my robot production. So, do we just have a shortage of input in? No, we've got a full yellow belt going in. So a full yellow belt in should be 1 1/3, 1.5 out, I think. Yeah, because it's a 2 to 3, I think. So yeah, that looks about right. This is probably about 1.5 belts coming out. Okay, so this needs to be improved and expanded and built up, and that is going to be a use for at least one of these, one more of these belts that's coming from here. So, well, I've got one left, so I guess it's going to be for that one. So it looks like I'm going to be expanding the whatever this is, the iron production. So do I want to stick with crusher 1s and furnace 1s? I think I probably do, because there's no actual bonus to using the better one. So let's have a look at let's check this. Citation needed myself. So you can make iron plates out of the rubble, fine. Or you can make them out, or you can crush it first and then make them. But that can be done in either type of smelter, and the crushing this stage can be done in either type of crusher. So given that the basic crushers are much cheaper, I think I'll stick with those. There's no actual reason to upgrade. So now is an opportunity to play with the copy paste system. So I go in here. I would like to go from that brick there. Are we trying to play? No. Select area. Right. So I want to go from that brick there to about, I don't know where I want to go to actually. Let's start again. I want to go from thing I can't actually see down there. Great. Right, we'll go from. Okay, power is not a concern at the moment, so I think thank you for the clarification, but I think I shall not care about that. So I want to go to then there up a bit because I don't know how high you need to go, and then I want to go down a bit, but I can't see to because I want to get all these things in as well. This is a problem with this. With this mod, bring it back up again. Right, so but I can by just dropping in here. There we go. So that's my copy. So I'll take a copy of that. And then... oh, I should have confirmed it in place. I understand what that option's for. I'll put that there. And then I just want to drag it. And then push it through the wall over here. Like that. And I want to have a look at the options here, because I don't want to paste all of. Well, I don't care about pasting the rock. Can we remove that? No. Oh yes, we can. Oh, awesome! I keep learning new things about this mod, and I like it, and I like them all. Right, so there we go. We've got the foundation, we've got the crushers, got the loaders, got the conveyors. Right, so we want to demolish terrain. Oh, these are buttons, so you click it and it does it. Oh, that's really clever. Full bounded position. Right. So now I can confirm paste, and it'll place it, except for the fact that I've run out of everything. I don't know why those haven't been placed. Maybe they collided with something at the other end. But I need a lot more loaders. I need a lot more conveyor twos. And I need more smelters, small smelters. That's my inventory. That's the still to place. Why is there crushes not? Is there somewhere through here? Is it collided with something? Oh. What? I've got a menu here. I think I can't get rid of. Okay, I've had a pop-up menu thing that I can't get rid of. I am slightly confused. Mostly because I didn't realise I had an elevator here. And also because I'm sort of trapped. Right, so I don't know what that elevator's doing. Oh, it's probably bringing Thermalite up or something like that. Yeah, that'll be my... So it turned... Basically, what's happened here is it's turned out there was already something through here, and therefore I can't build what I wanted to try and build, where I wanted to try and build it. However, all of the smelters are kept... Well, they're not in place, but they can be built. So it's just the crushers that are problematic. Yeah, the caves have got a little bit cramped. Maybe I should just open this up a little bit. I could do that, actually. But yeah, what I was thinking is if I replace the crushers with crusher 2s, how many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9. It's a weird number. Okay. Or rather, it's an odd number. Yeah, I can make the caves a little bit bigger. And ideally would. But it's a bit of an effort because I need to use the deconstruction laser to do... the mining laser to do so. And it's pretty quick per block. But when there's a lot of blocks, it takes a long time. Alright, so yeah, if I put in crushers come to... Yeah, there's probably room to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Yeah, there's room to put in the advanced crushers across here instead. So let's use those instead of the basic crushers. I still need a load more smelters. I need lots more loaders. The game does have dynamite, but the dynamite is very good at destroying your own buildings and things. So I've destroyed quite a lot of my own machinery through careless dynamiting. And I'd prefer not to do too much of that, because mostly because it's a faff to clear it up, to be honest. It's also expensive in machine parts because you need to replace whatever you blow up. But mostly it's just it's annoying having to clean up after yourself when you've made an enormous mess. Right, let's go through this wall. Because this is going to be probably going to be where I bring the iron ore in. Ah, spot on. Yeah, so that belt, well, I'll probably rearrange these belts. So it'll be this belt that comes through the gap through the wall here. Then that one can go into over there, and then this one can then go round the edge there. So that's all going to be fine. But I do need more stuff. What was it I needed more of? I need more... I need to get crusher 2s. I need lots of load... Basically, it's loaders, conveyors, and small smelters. Loaders, conveyors, and small smelters. Okay. Lift, please. Bing, bing. Also, I'd like to get rid of that pop-up that says remove all rocky desert dirt, but I can't. It's just... Yeah, you just won't. Here's the lift. Surface. Bing. Bam 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 bam. Oh, nice to set while I was underground. Yeah, there only seems to be one type of passenger elevator, unfortunately. You can get faster freight elevators, but you can't get faster passenger elevators. I've forgotten what I needed already. Smelters, yes. Belts, yes. Foundation, probably. Oh, no, still loads of foundation. That's fine. And crusher 2s. Which come from over here. Ha! That one. I think if I press K, actually, I can find out what I was short of. Yeah, conveyors I'm short of, and I've got enough now. Loaders, that was the other thing. Let's go and get some of them. It was fair use. It was for less than 30 seconds or whatever the amount of time is. Inserters. Bing. Iron smelting. Right, there we go. Let's try this again. So, okay, and right from here, I want. Nope, still can't do that. Or that. Paste. I'm in the way. Probably. Okay, so we've got that part. That's good. That's worked. Then over here, right. So I've now managed to. Ceiling's too low. This is indeed a very claustrophobic cave. Let's do something about that. I should have done a copy paste that was a bit higher, and then it would have taken more of the dirt out when it dug the hole. Basically, if I can't fly around, then the ceiling's too low. There's a mod to remove the gentle bob when using the jetpack as well, which obviously I have not installed. Right, there we go. Now I can actually get around and see and talk about what I'm trying to talk about. So now we have the outputs over here. This is so we have the smelting part of the build. We don't have the crushing part of the build, but that's expected. So I'm going to dig a little bit of a hole there. Apparently, there's you can see the steel smelting area down below. The two became rather closely connected due to accidental overuse of explosives, should we say? Right, so I want to put in 5 Crusher 2s. Where's the control panel there? 1, 2. Let's program it first. And I want you just to make Xenoferrator like that. Okay, 3. Oh, the ceiling isn't high enough. No matter how hard I try, these Foundry streams always seem to turn into me digging holes for quite a significant amount of time. There we go. Alright, let's try it again. So I'll pull you out because of reasons, and then I can copy that one, and then we'll have the settings 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to call that enough, and then remove that guy, and that one, and that one, and that one, and also that one, and that one. I can also remove all of this belt, because this is the output belt that goes into the next stage of the system. So all of this is unnecessary. This is also unnecessary. Although this is the input, so we do want this one, and we want that to come through from here. And through sort of general fail, I have left the belt. I've built the new section a bit higher than the old one, but never mind. So pull that up, right, and then we have a belt comes from there to there, and then. And one of the things I dislike about it, or find mildly annoying about this, is you can't rotate a belt once you've placed it. Factorio lets you do that. Foundry does not, and it's a minor annoyance. Not a serious one, but it's mildly annoying. Right, so I've now used all 4 belts of ore that are coming from the new mining area way down there at the other end. This one's not being used in particularly large quantities. I think that's... Oh yes, because we're trying to use up the old iron patch first, which is coming up this freight elevator. But eventually this will start running. We'll make steel from that. We're making iron from this one, iron from that one, and I think... Oh yes, and steel from this one, because that's going down there. So this runs in through here, up to here. Pull up some more of this and just you know, tidy the place up a little bit. Don't need all of that. This comes through here, then, where we turn it into crushed iron ore. Or, according to the game, don't put that there. According to the game, just iron ore. The stuff that comes in is apparently iron ore rubble, which presumably means iron ore plus a load of stone and other such nonsense. So that comes in through along the back there, gets fed into these smelters, and we can turn that into iron plates, which then just come along here and sit on the end of this belt because we don't know what to do with them at this point. So, what I'm going to do here is cry because there isn't room to put in additional belt shenaniganery over here. This one's easy, but that one I don't know how I'm gonna. Oh, actually, yes, I do. Yeah, actually, it's not that bad. We'll just do a do this like this. If I run that from there over to here, then we can do an El Cheapo belt merger. I don't care how it prioritizes. That doesn't matter at all. It seems to prioritize that one, but it's all coming from the same input and it's all going off to the same output, so that's fine. Then over here, I want to bring this belt to here. It's going to have to come down one, which is Q. So it goes down there and joins on there. And then dig through here again, because we're going to need another belt. Not you. Oh, actually, it's going to have to be a little bit further across than that. Otherwise, we're going to get it getting polluted by the ore belts that's coming up the middle. So I'll dig out a slightly bigger hole along here, like that. Then this belt can come out from there, come along here, and come to here for now, and then we'll work out what we're going to do with it. So it needs to be. Oh no, it can't. Yeah, that's what I was trying to avoid doing. Building it to there, and I screwed up. Let's try it. Try again, but better. So build that to there. There we go. Then I need to somehow merge that onto this belt because this one is not going to be fast enough to keep up. It's okay at the moment because it's emptying its buffer, but yeah, we won't be able to do that forever. I guess I can just do that. And we're prioritizing this side, but they're coming from the same input, so I think that's fine. Yes, you build walkways early on in the game, and then fortunately the jetpack in this game is usable basically all the time, everywhere. The satisfactory one, you've got the one that works really well when you're really close to power, and the one that works badly and keeps running out of fuel when you're not. Whereas this game you just have your jetpack. It gets through fuel. You can see the fuel down there near the bottom of the screen. But fuel is quite cheap and lasts a very, very long time, so it's okay. Right, so that has given us a solid yellow belt going out there and a solid yellow belt going out there. Maybe I should come back and replace them with green belts, just make things run a little bit faster, but not right now. Just need to tidy this corner up a little bit. A lot of my mining has been done with high explosives, which means that you tend to get you tend to get sort of rounded rooms, which look a little bit weird. Right, so that's now more iron. Let's go back up to the surface and see if it's enough. There is not a mod for designating earth tiles for removal in bulk yet. That is something they have mentioned in their blog, though, that they do intend to add in a future update. They've even done some demonstrations of how it will work on in little YouTube snippets. So I think we can say with quite high confidence that there will be a mod that allows you to say remove all of this dirt for me, but it's not quite here yet. Sorry, not a mod, a built-in part of the game that will do that for you. Right, so there's my iron. Right, so we now have a solid yellow belt coming out here, which then turns into a red belt. So let's sort that out. Let's do an upgrade down there. One thing I really like about this game that is better than Factorio and is the same as Satisfactory is how easy it is to upgrade chunks of belts like that. That you can't do that in Factorio. You have to. You can't just say yes, upgrade all of this. However, someone on my Discord server did write a mod that adds this functionality to Factorio, which we have got in the Planetary Pioneers set. So, can recommend. And thank you to Peter for that. Right, so there is some iron. And I'm going to take that some iron and turn quite a lot of it into machine parts. That's what this was all about, by the way. Ah! That was further down than I expected it to be. Okay, and this is the problem with my poorly designed bus. Everything is always in the way all at once. Can we go under here? Yeah, I think we can. No, we can't. We'll run into that belt. Okay, well, let's go round that. I do sort of wonder if I should go back and just completely rebuild my entire bus along here, because it is frankly horrible. Nope, no, not that, apparently. And I'm not too proud to admit that it is horrible. I am very, very aware. And look, there's another belt for it to go smack into. Maybe I won't do that. Maybe I'll just... This can just be where iron is now. Zoop. Because then... Well, I can go up at least along here. Okay, not that soon. Go to there. Then go up. I said up. Well, I said up. I didn't press up. That was on me. And bring that along here. Right, and we need machinery parts to go in there. So let's bring this to here, and then go up and in here. That's going to be problematic, but never mind. Oh, I should have put a splitter on there. Oh well, I'll deal with that in a moment. Right, let me just refresh my memory. What goes into the machinery parts? It's just iron, isn't it? Yeah, it's just iron. Okay, they're really easy. I don't know why I haven't got them on the bus yet, but I will very soon. So we need another machine. Machine goes boop, 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 here. In fact, I think we need several of these. I feel like these are a part we're going to use quite a lot of. So I want you to then make machinery parts. I want... Oh, for no assemblers. You to do the same. Input, input. Output, output. This is getting very spaghetti. I should just fly away to somewhere else and hide my shame by rebuilding all these things in a way that doesn't suck. Oh, for goodness sake, I've just knocked out a belt. There? Yeah, that seems to be working. Right, so now, after all that, I think this machine's running. And conveniently, mostly through luck, if I'm being honest, I seem to have left a spare space on the over here for it to unload. So that's rather lucky. So I'll put one of those in there. And so that's an unloader. Boink. And now, there we go, gardening robots. Excellent. That means I now need to put in another one of these little spaceport guys in order to ship these new robots up into space. And in order to do that, I'm going to need to clear out some of this terrain in order to do so. And I have a nice toy for that. So I have my orbital laser. Unlock it. Warning noise and. Boom! Just like that. It's quite effective. The tricky part of using the orbital laser is making sure that you don't accidentally blow up your own factory. Because if I blow up my own factory, whew, that was close, I will be sad. It comes from the space station up there. You can just see my space station hovering way up there. That's true, Radagast. Yes, you're right. You can do an upgrade planner over an area in Vanilla Factorio. That is true, but it's not sort of upgrade one belt up the middle of your bus sort of thing. No matter how much it twists and turns, which is what I was wanting. This is quite satisfying, I have to... Oh, it's overheated. It's quite satisfying until it overheats. I'm not trying to get that, I'm trying to get this. Alright, let's put some more of that down. And I think it's a 10 by 20, isn't it? I think. So it needs that much. Then we go, why the heck is this belt so close? Oh, actually, it doesn't matter. That belt is actually all right. And then I need another one of those, but I need to go and find that because I can't build those in my pockets. I think. Ha! Should build taller. Watch the angle it comes in. Oh, that's a yeah. It is a shame that it comes in. It is a bit weird that it comes in at such a low angle, and I can totally see how you could have had unfortunate moments, should we say? All right, so I need to. Oh yes, I need to make a thingy first for the spaceship pad. What is it called? One of those things. Emergency bacon. So I need some electronic components, which is these guys. So then I can go construct, make one of those, because you can't make those automatically. You can't make those in an assembly machine, which is very, very strange. But I can then come over here. I can take the one that I made earlier, and I can put one of these in here, and it can start building another one. Did I get one then? Yes, there it is. Right, and then exporting these robots is as simple as doing that to copy the building and putting in another one there, and then we have a belt that goes in there, comes out around, comes out like that. Oh yeah, I need to press Y if I want to do that. Comes out here like that, and we feed it in up that way. What's going to be the best way? Should I bring this straight out horizontally? What's that going to upset? Probably everything, but let's do it anyway because that's always fun. Right, so bring this out like this, over to here, and then descend at some point. So down ramps like that, and that's not going to work. Try it again. It's down, and yeah, that's the right height. Oh yeah, then I need, as the warning light is telling me, I need to come over here, configure the shipping pad. I want to transport from the factory to the space station, and it's going to be these guys, planter drones. Confirm. And we're going to be using, minimum amount is going to be 40. Confirm that, and there, we're done. Yeah, that dialogue is starting to annoy me a bit. I'll tell you what, I'll save the game and then close it and reopen it. And hopefully it'll go away when I go to the main menu. Yeah, there it's gone. Right, load game. If it's still there when I get back in this point, I should be very annoyed. That's a fair point. That's a good point, Radagast. Yes, having the laser come in from the side does mean you can't just dig straight down quite as trivially. So yeah, I agree. That does seem like a sensible limitation. I've designed this badly. Right, I'm tempted to rip this up and move it over there. Oh, I broke this. So yeah, that's the danger of being a bit too overzealous with the mining laser, basically. You can damage things. Alright. What are you getting? You're getting thermalite in. So the problem I've got here is because I've built this in the middle of these two and gone, yes, I need the stuff that's making and I need the stuff that's making, and I've been grabbing them off the same belts rather than looping them back round and in again. There isn't actually room to get these. If I want to expand this and have more machines making the planter drones, there isn't a way to get the flying robot, the robot hover motors, and the components from these machines into this one. So I think, sadly, I'm going to have to move that. And the main reason it's sadly is because I brought in... Actually, it's just the thermalite and the output belt. It could be a lot worse. Get rid of that belt and link into it later. So that's fine. It's not... No, what? Oh, stupid. We went down as well as across. Right, so we'll take that out. And yeah, we'll link that back in because that's meant to be... There's meant to be foundation across there. So now these machines will work. So yeah, I'll need to pull out the thermalite as well. Make that come in the right place. So further along here. Then you know what? What I should probably do then is turn this into a proper bus that actually works, rather than this chaotic mess of utter nonsense. So maybe that'll be my next project, and that'll require taking out the rest of this mountain. In fact, let's take out the mountain first, before I start building too much stuff and getting close to the mountain, and getting close to it, so that I'm at risk of blowing my stuff up. So it's time for some more laser work. As the mountain gets taller, more laser is required in order to bring it down to a useful height. When I started, well, you can see the shape of the mountain. When I started, it was a nice gentle hill heading up here, and I didn't need to take out that much land, that much terrain, in order to be able to carry on building this way. But then, as I've gone further and further, it's got higher and higher, and so a lot more destruction is required in order to allow me to carry on building horizontally. And I don't really want to not build horizontally, because that would be a faff. So that means we need enormous quantities of this lasing to try and fix that. And then the laser overheats again. Have I successfully kept this all alive? It looks okay. Good. Because there's a very important mine at the bottom of there that's providing basically all of the iron for the whole factory. Yeah, managed it that time without wrecking that belt. So this is both effective and satisfying and fun, and many other excellent reasons to use it. But even with the sheer power of the orbital laser, mining out this entire mountain is proving somewhat of an effort. I'm just glad I'm not trying to do the whole thing with the little laser cannon thing. I suppose the way to do it is just aim at level across here, and the laser will dig down as much as is necessary in order to get to where I'm shooting it, until it overheats again, like that. Yeah, exactly. Yes, I get to play with the laser, basically. Yeah, I noticed the fuel was running a bit low. I hadn't noticed the money was running a bit high. But yes, that's a good point. I should go and pay off some more of that. I'm running out of loan to pay off. Soon I'll just have to accept that I'm paying the bank to look after my money for me, which is a ridiculous thing to have to do. Do a little bit of this while it cools down again. Maybe I need to upgrade the orbital laser again because I'm using it so much. I wonder if there is another upgrade available for it. If there's no active research and no active upgrades happening, so it's probably about time I went and had a look. Although actually, yes, given how little jetpack fuel I have left, let's go and get some more of that. Yeah, I guess I keep on upgrading the. Whoop! There's a ship coming to get me. Yeah, I upgrade everything else, I guess. You're clearly not in use, so let's remove you. Where's my jetpack fuel made? It's one of these machines. Is this machine on the end? Yeah, there we go. Gimme. Right. I have a lot of trash. Like that. And some robots as well. I don't really want to destroy those, it feels wasteful. What? Why have I only got... Did I pick up... Oh, I picked up spaceship fuel instead of jetpack fuel. Ah! So maybe I can put some of that back in here. I didn't mean to take... Oh no, it's empty barrels. It's even more ridiculous. Where do they go? They go in here. Maybe this is what makes the jetpack fuel. No, this makes the spaceship fuel. Well, it can have those barrels and some thermalite. Somewhere around here I'm making jetpack fuel, but I've completely forgotten where. And I'm sincerely hoping I haven't accidentally... Oh, is it this? Is it this one? No, no, that's not it. That's the barrels I just grabbed. It's possible I've ripped it out as part of my tidying this area up. Which would be a little bit of a concern. We said it's not this building, didn't we? This is doing... Oh, it is this building. Here we go. There's my jetpack fuel. Phew. Yeah, I don't know about co-op. I haven't played multiplayer at all, but would be good fun. Maybe my next go should be multiplayer. Got some more of this, like that. Payment, right? Close that. No, not sales platform. Station upgrades. That's what I wanted. Can we upgrade the laser again? No. The orbital laser is as upgraded as it can be for now. However, there's probably other stuff I do want to upgrade. There's no thermalite vaults extensions available. That's going to be when I get hull expansion. Okay, that's a research that I need to do first, because there's none available up here. Meh. Don't care about that. Do care about that. Let's have a management office. Don't care about the cargo. What does this do? Reduce travel time? Sure, why not? Spaceship workshop, and that's where I just looked. Docking facilities. Yeah, I don't need medium ships. The small ones are fine. Hangar space is probably going to be useful though. Let's just keep buying that. And sure, let's have some more solar panels. Why not? Right, so that'll keep the system up here busy, building. Spaceships though. Let's see. I want to have another one. Do I want to have another one doing planetary shipping? I've currently got 5 bringing stuff up from the ground, but it doesn't tell me how busy they are. I think I'll set this one to do planetary shipping, just because I think another one is probably going to be a good idea, because I keep expanding. Another 2 ships. Yeah, so that'll do for now. Then I guess we come back over here and we have another play with the laser. So at the moment, and I've got a decent amount of space heading out this way. This way isn't too bad. That's going to keep me going for a little while at least. But I think I want to open it more out a bit more this way. Give myself a bit more space over here, because this is where my bus and my spaceports are going to go. And that's going to be quite a lot of space taken up. And we're overheated again. Fine. Let's extend that. Just like that. Right, so, for my next... Oh, actually... Let's take these, put them on the other side, because this is a perfectly sensible place to... I've run out. But this is a perfectly sensible place to make... make the machinery components. So I'll do that here. Like, so we need to take in the iron, pass out the thing of what's it? That one. There we go. And I want to have another one of those because I suspect we're going to get through quite a lot of these. So take in iron, pass out components. Right. There were two mods I added for the stream. One is copy paste, and the other is one that allows me to that increases the stack size for all the various types of dirt to about a bajillion. They're functionally infinite. They're not infinite, of course, but they are functionally probably basically infinite. Whoa! Don't fall down here. You can have my planter drones. So the copy paste is quite useful. I haven't used it an enormous amount, but it is nice and handy. Put you there. Right, you are going to make planter drones. They're in the robot section. That guy. And so we need to bring in Thermalite. We need to bring in these things that I've just made. I think I'll do this one. I'll do this build, and then I'll sort the bus out properly. So we need these things. And of course there is an iron belt right in the way. Can we go down? No, there is ground in the way. Can we go up? No, because it's still in the way. We'll go up twice, I suppose. And then we'll disentangle them later. So yeah, bring that to there. Then I can put in a splitter on the end of it, like... Except I can't, because splitters are awkward to place in, get in the right place. Oh no, it wasn't the right place. There. I want that to go down to about here. So that's too high. Oh, it's only one higher. That's not much. Right, so that means I can then stick that belt to there. Right, there we go. There's my electronic components. I do need electronic components, so I haven't got that wrong. Yeah, that's right. So then I need the mechanical components which are coming out here. What Muppet designed this? I am fully aware which Muppet it was. Bring those across like this. Fix that piece and then stick a splitter on the end of here. That's not all. No, move it further back. Splitter under there. There we go. That's better. Now I can put a riser in here like that. No, I can't. Okay, well that's going to have to be all the way over here then. That's annoying. It's not a serious problem, but it is a bit annoying. And it meant I didn't have to rejig what I just rejigged, but oh well. Let's bring it across there. And we need the engines and we need Thermalite. So that's there. Thermalite is up here. That felt like it went in the wrong place. It did go in the wrong place. Thermalite comes along from here. Goodness knows where it goes to, but we'll work that one out in a moment. Yeah, so I can put that there and there and there? Nope. Oh well, I'll say this can be a mess. This can be my sort of last hurrah of spaghetti, and then I'll sort it out after this, and we'll come up with some sort of nice, sensible bus design, sort of thing. What the? Oh, okay, yeah. The sort of thing I should have come up with ages ago, but didn't. All right, there we go. So there's Thermalite coming in and going down there. Excellent. Now it's just the robot hover engines that we need, and those are being made just over here. So I need to get that belt out from there. You can see why I was saying this is going beyond the limits of sanity, can't you? Bring that over this way like that, and need to land there. So we need to go up twice. One. No, we don't. We need to get once. Bring that along. Here, and put one of these in. These never. There we go. Right, that's all my inputs. That's my output. Punch it through there and join it onto that belt over there as before. There we go. Yeah, satisfactory feels... I'm not sure if refined is the word I'd use. It certainly... It feels more... Maybe more refined... Yeah, maybe more refined, but not as in the game has been more polished, but as in just the things you do are forced to be a bit neater and tidier, whereas this game gives you the freedom to just sort of do really stupid builds all over the place. And yes, the destructible terrain means you can very much just go anywhere you want and do things however you want. So if you think actually this would be so much better if I could have it go underground here, then you can, and everything is destructible, and I really like that. Okay, so there's those being made, and oh, I'm going to need some more assembly machines. Let's get some more assembly machines. I didn't go far enough. Yeah, I feel like the point of having a much more... I feel like you should be able to deform in your world to fit your needs and your desires in these sort of games. I don't want a game where the game says no, you can't rebuild that. That'd be silly. You can't dig through the ground there. I want to be able to go in and wreck stuff, basically. Where are my assembly machines? These are all belts. And I know there's that. Is it this one? Yeah. Okay. Maybe I didn't make assembler 3s. Maybe I haven't unlocked assembler 3s. I don't remember. Right. Yeah, Satisfactory doesn't lock you onto a grid like Foundry does. But actually, personally, I think I prefer the grid because it keeps things a bit more organised. Now, I know you can build on the grid on Satisfactory if you want, and so the disorganisation is entirely me. But I didn't realise when I first started playing, so quite a lot of my stuff was not on the grid, or at least was not on a static grid, and that was a bit awkward. But that said, I know that's something that is sort of that's a me problem, not a game problem, because no, that's right. I don't mind so much that Satisfactory only has the one map. Now that is potentially because I only played it once, but to some extent, I don't think in a factory game there's the design of the map has some impact on the way you play. Certainly, I'm not going to say it's completely irrelevant, but it's not the biggest thing. You can design your factory however you want, and it doesn't matter whether the sorry, I'm having issues with the flooring there. It sort of doesn't matter whether the what the map looks like particularly, because you can just do whatever you want. On it. So the map is a starting point, and yeah, where the mountains are will affect you a little bit. Where the resource patches are will affect how your factory comes together, sure. But mostly you're just going to build your factory as you want to, and who cares what the terrain is like where you're trying to build. You're going to mostly eliminate it anyway. This is going to be a very large bus, but never mind. What I meant to do. That's what I meant to do. And then that, and then this. And now we want to go down to this level. Yeah, the big problem, my biggest problem, I think, with Satisfactory, apart from the lack of copy paste, which, as I say, I gather is sort of partially fixed, or has been at least somewhat improved. Please, has been at least somewhat improved. Was that the trains didn't work well enough? In fact, the trains were about 80% of the problems I had with the game. So building straight railways was massively annoying. You couldn't copy paste railways because they wouldn't mesh together properly, even with the limited copy paste functionality you had. You couldn't, but most importantly, you couldn't have multiple. You couldn't have trains that would go did multiple routes, as it were. So. Sorry, that's explaining it badly. You couldn't have trains doing many-to-many train systems. So if you have a mine somewhere, it can feed one drop-off place. You can't have it take the iron or whatever it is, whatever resources, to anywhere that needs iron. There just didn't seem, as far as I could tell, there is no way to do that in Satisfactory. So where in Factorio you can give two stations the same name, and any train that you tell to go from iron pickup to iron drop off will go to any iron pickup station that's available, and then go to any iron drop off station that's available. So you can have maybe 10 iron mines, multiple smelting areas, and as many sinks as you want, and that works really nicely because you can distribute your resources to basically wherever they're needed. Whereas with the Satisfactory style, you have to either have separate supplies for every single resource, or you can have. One thing I did try was having one central sort of clearinghouse where all the resource got brought to, and then it got shipped on from there to where, then unloaded from a train there, and taken off to wherever it was needed. And that was horrible because there is a station doesn't have enough throughput to unload enough resource to go over to the pickup station to allow it to then be taken away to wherever it's needed. So that didn't work, and it was sort of that sort of problem. I didn't find a satisfactory solution to that problem. Pun unintentional there. I did not find a solution to that problem that I was happy with. I've also put this hole in the wrong place. I don't know what the standard way is. Is it to just? I suppose the other thing is, because the resource patches in Satisfactory don't run out, you could just have all of each mine feeding off to a separate consumer at the end. But then when you're using differing amounts of of resource for at different times, that seems incredibly wasteful to me. I think the ore patches are static in Satisfactory, but I only played it once, so I'm not certain. I think every factory game forces you to spread out. So this one, for example, because you run out of resources. So this one, for example, I started off. I think my initial starting point was here, landing location, yes. And when I started, there was a convenient iron patch about here, a copper patch here. There was a coal patch, I think, about here. All of those, you may notice, have now gone. So I'm now having to get my iron from here. This one's running out, so I'm now starting to get my iron from down here as well. Copper I'm getting from over here. Coal I'm getting from all the way over here, and then flying it over in a little aircraft from here to here to supply the rest of the factory. So most factory games, yes, you're forced to go out because your patches run out, and therefore you need to go out and find new ones, rather than because your patches don't run out but they aren't producing fast enough. I'm also using a coal patch over here and some geothermal vents over here. There's an oil patch here, and so on and so on. So there's a lot of different patches. So you're forced to expand more because you get you start to run out of resources. So you need to go off and find more resources. Factorio is exactly the same. You'll start off with some quite small starter patches that will do you for the first maybe hour or two of your game, depending on how you play, and then soon you'll need to expand out and go off and find other resources and bigger patches of the existing ones. Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. So yeah, my point being that they all sort of force you to spread out by making you go and look for more resources. It's just the fact in Satisfactory it's about the rate, and in Factorio and Foundry it's about the patches running out, which is, I mean, those are both fine. Having patches not run out feels weird to me, but it's not a bad thing. It's just different. I have no criticism of that. Yeah, I don't have any criticism of that. As you've noticed, I have plenty of criticisms of Satisfactory, but that is not one of them. And I need more belts as usual. I will accept and admit that a not insignificant quantity of my my gripes with Satisfactory is Factorio did it better. Why didn't you copy them? Look, this is a solved problem. Go and do it the same way that the gold standard is already doing it. And some of that comes from me trying to play Satisfactory the way I would play Factorio. So part of it is definitely going to be a me problem, and I'm not going to try and deny that, or I might minimise it a little bit, and suggest that my opinions are objectively correct. But I am aware that a lot of the things I'm saying are they're problems because I'm trying to play the game like I would play Factorio. But also, I don't feel that's necessarily wrong. The way we do things in Factorio has been sort of evolved over the years for good reason. That's true, Secretary. Yes, if you just take Satisfactory to be a first-person 3D version of Factorio, then yes, you're going to be disappointed when it doesn't play like Factorio. But, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it is a first-person 3D version of Factorio, is it not? Why is R not working all of a sudden? Set fixed point. R. Oh, okay, now it's working. Maybe it's because I had a modifier held down. I would. Yeah, I'd say Satisfactory absolutely is a 3D version of Factorio. There are other differences, but it's the same core gameplay. It is still a factory game. You still go out, you mine up resources, you process them into metals, you then turn those metals into science packs and whatever else is required by the whims of your factory. It's the same basic gameplay loop, I would say. And so I think comparing the two, or the three, given that I'm talking about Foundry as well, I think is absolutely fair game. Yes, they do different things differently. Like, you don't get to play with an orbital laser and rearrange the scenery in Factorio or in Satisfactory. So each game has its own things, differences. Well, actually, in space exploration, there were orbital lasers and things. Well, not orbital lasers, but there were laser things. But basically, yes, there are big differences between the games. I will definitely not argue with that. However, there are enough similarities that you get to certain points and you go, there is a feature in Factorio that I would like this game to have, like copy paste or trains. And okay, this game has trains in the same way that Dyson Sphere program has trains. They're not actually trains, but they are point-to-point transport systems that just where you have aircraft that fly across the world and drop things off for you. So yeah, there are similarities, there are differences, but they're all, to an extent, they're all the same. They're all in the same genre, should we say. They're all the same type, general genre, same type of game. And so there are very, very strong similarities between them. So it's inevitable they're going to be compared. Now, this game, as you can see in the top left, does say early access. So I am tending to be quite generous about missing functionality in this game, because it's not, the devs are basically straight up saying this game is not finished. You're welcome to play it and you're welcome to give us money to have a look at it, but it's not finished, so please don't be grumpy if such and such a feature doesn't exist. And it seems like some of them are added in with mods as well, which obviously helps. I need a lot more electronic components being made. So oh yeah, electronic components, I remember how these are done. So yeah, I am being somewhat, I'm being quite gentle towards both of them, I feel, because I'm aware that, at least certainly when I played Satisfactory, it was early access, and this is early access now, so I'm not going to go in and go, well, they should have all of the features all of the time, because that's unreasonable. Why did I not copy paste this? Let's do that. We have a tool there. You see, I haven't internalised that we have this tool yet. So, no. Right. I want to select an area. Right, okay, that's fine. And I want to go from there to there. And I don't know whether height is actually required. But I want to confirm that copy, and then I want to put it there. And then I can confirm that paste. And that's really, really easy. That's how it should be. And now we are making electronic components at twice the rate we were making them before. So that's lovely. Yeah, having this integrated into the base game will make such a difference. You know what? Let's do another one. Nudge, nudge, nudge. Right, and now this is slightly more complicated because there's stuff in the way. So I'd like to demolish the decor and the terrain, and just demolish everything. Boom. It's not getting rid of the tree. Okay, well, I'll have to do that by hand then, I suppose. Oh, it's still not got enough space in my inventory. It's funny how whenever you don't have enough space in your inventory, you can fix it just by pressing auto sort. Alright, and we'll put that in there, and none of it will work because there's no foundation under it, but we can put that in. So we'll take that from there to boop, 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 there. And now, oh, there's one of the belts missing. That's weird. Maybe I didn't select that one when I copy and pasted it, and I just put it in. I put it in because I put it in before with the other one. Right, so that's going to now be 3 times as many electronic components coming out over here. The only risk is that we may not have enough copper coming in. Maybe I should upgrade that belt, and then we'll just not have any copper ever again for the rest of the factory. But oh well, it seems to be we seem to have a stopped belt there anyway, so that's probably okay. Yeah, the new the belt wasn't bringing in the copper fast enough, so the machines are all hungrily filling up their input buffers, and now as the copper gets gradually further and further along, we should see eventually we'll hopefully have enough copper coming through, or it might just be that I've not got enough copper coming in along here now to keep all these machines satisfied. Still, we've got it's an improvement. I reckon I've doubled the amount coming through. So now over, what did I want that for? Oh yeah, it was this guy. Yes, so we'll hopefully have some more electronic components running down here, and allowing us to make some more of the planter bots. Yeah, I quite like the I quite like the aesthetic of this. It's a bit cartoony, but I quite like that. And one of the things it does that's better than Satisfactory is you can tell what things are when they're on the belt, because they're not all just individual. They're not all just put in boxes. Hang on, that's not Satisfactory. Nope, sorry, no. I'm thinking of Dyson Sphere program. Satisfactory does have you can tell everything apart, and everything is wonderfully big and chunky. I take that criticism back. I had the wrong game in mind. But yeah, I quite like the art style in this game. It's consistent, and it's sort of cartoony, and I like the way the all the blocks are slightly rounded over rather than just being the standard Minecraft cubes. But then all the stuff that you build tends to have much squarer corners, so that's better. It does absolutely need an alt mode. I fully agree there. Yeah, that'd be great. Just a little. So all the machines have got screens on them on the sides that you can use to configure them but only when you're close enough. I'm too far away from this one. But having a bigger screen on the top of it that just has the symbol of the thing that it's making would be so good, so much better. I think I need to copy this machine as well. Select area. So I can now, let's see. Can I go from? Yes, I can go from there. And it seems to have gone up. Sometimes it goes in the wrong direction for, I don't know, because of reasons. I don't know what those reasons are though, so I haven't managed to really. Yeah, I don't know, but I don't actually need that bit, and I don't need that bit either actually. So let's just take that, confirm, and then confirm. What do you mean blocked? What's blocked? Shouldn't be anything blocked. Seems to have worked. The machines are all running, so I think I'm happy with that. Yeah, the copy paste thing is quite nice. Yeah, I saw the bit about getting the personal drones for doing mining. How they're going to do building, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, supply logistics bots to keep me supplied would be fantastic. I would really appreciate that, and to take away lots of the trash that I end up accumulating in my inventory. In fact, you know what? Let's try and ditch some of this. Oh, okay. Do I not have anything to give to these machines? Apparently not. What about you? And one of the Factorio mods. Has a wonderful feature where you can press Shift C and it empties your inventory into any machine within reach. And if you combine that with the mod that gives you ridiculously long reach, it's incredibly handy for just emptying all the trash out of your inventory that you've ended up picking up over the last however long. And I really appreciate that one. And how do I lay it like that? Yeah, I really appreciate that mod, and I would like to have it here as well, but I can't, because it's a different game, basically. Put those in there. Yeah, it takes in enough. You can put in a full stack, but it takes in enough to do a couple of builds. It will store a full stack in its output, though, unlike Factorio, which is, on the one hand, is nice when you have bursty consumption, but on the other hand, is less nice when you're trying to work out how well something's working. Overall, I think it's quite nice. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with that. I'm certainly not complaining about it. Now, DSP has icons for things, sort of has icons for things on belts. So this game has when you put machinery onto belts, as opposed to resources and intermediates and so on robots and so on, then it does put them into boxes in the same way that DSP does. So you can see along here, I've got a load of boxes. There's something in those. Now, I happen to know that actually, I've forgotten. I think it's assembly machines. Yes, it's assembly machines. So you get close enough, you can see the icon on it. But they all look the same. If I come over here, these all look the same from any reasonable distance. I can't tell which ones are belts and which ones are inserted, which ones are ramps and which ones are splitters. They all look essentially the same. And in Dyson Sphere program, nearly everything goes into one of these sort of boxes. And unless you get up close to them, you can't tell the difference. But from here, I can tell those are iron plates. That's thermalite. Actually, the only reason I can tell the difference between those is because they're near each other. I wouldn't be sure otherwise, admittedly. Those are green circuits. That's plastic. I think those are electronic components. That's steel. Those are advanced mechanical components. Those are basic mechanical components. Those are electronic components. That's iron plates, and that's copper rods. So from a distance, you can when you have actual icons for or actual models for everything, then you can tell from a distance what everything is. But from here, I've no idea what's in any of those boxes. I mean, I know these three are all belt related, and I know these ones are crushers, and I can't remember what those ones are. Smelters, I think. But I only know that because I built it and I remember. You can't tell from this from any sort of great distance what the different things are, and that was one of the things that irked me a bit about DSP. Yeah, if you got close enough, you could tell, but you couldn't tell the difference. You couldn't tell them apart from the normal sort of distance away that you play the game at, and that's what matters. I do not know Tectonica. There are, I think, since Factorio and DSP and Satisfactory and so on have all become so popular, there has been a surgence, should we say, not a resurgence, just a surgence in factory games, and that everybody is making them now. So there are a lot of them around, and I mostly play Factorio, so I haven't heard of most of them. Yeah, remote control lets you see the screen. That would be a good start. I mean, you've got that to an extent. So from here, I can bring the screen up at full size, and that makes it a bit easier to interact with the machine if you need to. But it's not long enough range. I can't do it from here, for example. So yeah, it would being able to interact with the machines from a bit further away would certainly help, and being able to boop it in at any point. Like this doesn't work, only this works. You have to be pointing at the screen, and there's only a screen on one side of the machine. So yeah, there's a lot of things that could be made better. Place the machine that it makes on top of the machine that's making it. That's an interesting idea. It's silly, but it's not a bad idea. It's just a silly one. So that's certainly a possibility. Wouldn't work quite so well with the robot things, I don't think. But with the buildings, it certainly could work. Yeah, and there is that you can put. What you can do is you can put the screens on all of your buildings, and I intended to do this for all of the machines that are making stuff. Although I've sort of been a bit bad about it, but I can come along here and I can say this machine is making planter drones. Click OK, and then it puts it on there in big letters, and that's certainly better. It's the best I've come up with so far. Maybe I need to have additional signs on top of the machines as well in the same way, but it's a very, very manual process, and therefore I don't want to go around doing it for every single machine. That'd be yeah. That's true. I did notice that as I flew over the factory earlier, yeah, the screens wink out as you get to a certain distance away. So the draw distance is not it's fairly significant, and also I can't read that from here. I can read it from here though, which is just about, well, I can just about read it from here. So maybe that's in. I don't know. Tectonica sounds interesting. I know very little about it. Maybe if you drop a reminder in the Discord server, and I'll try and remember to take a look at it. I can't promise that I'll play it at any point in the particularly near future, because my to play list seems to be ever expanding. But it's certainly interesting to keep an eye on what's out there. Right, what have I forgotten? I've got basic components and advanced components. I've got electronic components. I've got iron and copper, green circuits. I haven't got plastic. I haven't got glass, but I don't need those right now. I'll bring them along when I do need them. I don't remember what the screens in Satisfactory look like. I do remember, yeah, having a bit of trouble finding where things were being made in Satisfactory, but not as much as I'm having in this game. So Satisfactory was clearly better. But yeah, I think just the alt mode that we get with Factorio is the way to go, because it just makes everything so much easier. Transport bot, vacuum bot, vacuum bar, screen bot. We'll carry on upgrading the quality. We've already maxed out the product weights, that's fine. Oh, there's still more to do there. Let's have one of those as well then. Mining planters, Ray, we can start upgrading the planters. Let's make them lighter first. That's the most important thing. Right, and if they're coming up here now, are they coming up here? Have we got some in storage? Planters. Yes, we have. Got 240 of them. Nice. So now I can go back out to the galaxy map. Oh, I see. Sort of manual setup displays. Yes, potentially. The problem with anything that needs to be set up manually is it needs to be set up manually. So you need to actually go in and configure that each time to get it. There we go. The planter drone's being sent out to Belican now. You need to go out and do it manually each time you build up a new system. It's much better if there's just something automatic on the machines that say, yes, this machine makes unobtainium or whatever, so you can tell at a glance. And if you've ever looked, I'm going to mention Factorio again because it's a day ending in a Y. But if you look at Factorio, if you turn alt mode on, then every single machine in your factory always has an icon on the top of it showing you what it does, and that is just easy, simple. It just works really, really well, and it makes it really easy to tell what's going on. And I'm yeah, a great fan. Ooh, we've got all of these. Let's go to Stranorum. Like a trade license for there, please. Add a ship. Yes. Add a ship. Oh, it's over here. That one. Supply configuration. Right, I would like to send vacuum bots. I would like to send light bots. I would like to send dark bots. Screen bots. Transport bots. All of the bots. Send all the bots. There we go. Oh yeah, the placeable map icons in Factorio help a lot as well. That's very true. What's going on over here? You need... I only have one of those. Ooh, I have most of those. Alright, let's buy this one as well. So I want to go to Serrano. I want to acquire a trade license. I want to supply view. Ship management. Add a ship. That ship. Configuration. Boop, boop. This is a bit of a manual process. Could be better, but never mind. Sort of, yeah, whatever. So still science assistance drones to be done over here, but whatever. Right, what about over here? We're getting into the more advanced robots now. I assume from a sort of a gameplay point of view, the further away you get from your starting sector, the more complicated the demands are going to get, the more advanced the robots are going to be asking for are. So I should be looking over here at Araxos, which plan to have used. I've got 2 of those, or Cyrethium. We can do lots of these ones. Galaxon, we'll go there. So unlock that and Galaxon. Right, we'd like a trade license for there. However, I've now run out of spaceships, so I can't add another one to go here. So I need to go back to the space station. I need to go to spaceships, and I need to buy another ship. Let's buy another 2 ships, just because. And back to the map, and it was Galaxon there. So open supply route, ship management, add ship number 25. Supply configuration. Right. It's also a little bit silly that you have to use 1 ship per place rather than having 1 ship going off to lots and lots of places. Because if we look at this, we can see we've got. If we look at this rather, we can see that I've assigned a ship to it, which has a capacity of 96 tons per hour. And we've got, out of that, we still have 67 and a bit tons per hour of available capacity. So this ship could go off and do other things as well, but the game doesn't support that. So you need a ship for each planet you want to go to. But, yeah, whatever. It's fine, I guess. Does DSP have an option to? It's been a long time since I played DSP, I have to admit. So I don't remember what the user interface looked like in it. It was a long time ago. I remember roughly what the game looked like, of course, but the details have gone a bit at this point. Let's go here. Ship management, add ship. Boop. Supply configuration. Yes, 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 yes. There we go. Right, so we're now going off to some more planets and supplying them with all the sort of random robotry that they could possibly want. He needs to carry all of the money back. Yes. Higher level demand. Oh, that's good. I like that. I haven't got to the point where I've really noticed the demand levels getting higher, but it makes a lot of sense, and I'm glad to hear it. I could use smaller ships for close routes. I think the thing is though, I'm making so much money. He says as his money ticks gently downwards over here, that it almost doesn't feel worth faffing around with trying to pick different size ships for different markets, and there's not a great deal of difference between the spaceships. I'm using the tier 2 small ships at the moment because I upgraded to tier 2 because it seemed like an exciting thing to do, and then discovered I didn't really need to. They are okay. They're 5 times the cost, and they probably use the same amount of fuel. So yes, I'm wasting 12,000 thermalite with each one I buy, but I've got 265,000 thermalite, and it's pouring out gradually because I'm doing upgrades. But money has not been a problem in this game for me. The fact that the only difference between these is the amount it costs to buy it. It doesn't seem like a big deal at this point. It is a bit silly that the same amount of fuel. I guess a medium cargo ship will use more. Maybe the tier 2 just means that it's the same ship body, it's just been laid out slightly more efficient. I don't know. It'd be quite nice to upgrade the ships that are doing the ground runs to more advanced ones. But also, it would be nice to have a bit more have the user interface tell me a bit more about how hard my planetary shipping ships are working. Because at the moment, I don't know which of these ships, if any, are currently in use, or rather to what extent these ships are in use. So it'd be nice if this one, for example, told me that this ship is about 10% capacity. And this ship, the planetary shipping ones, are, one of them is idle, 2 of them are idle, whatever, however many are, whatever, because I have no concept of whether I've got enough ships flying down here to transport stuff up. Now I can look along here and go, okay, this one is full. We're full. The screen bots and vacuum bots are full. Okay, so if I look up here at the storage, screen bots, there's capacity, there's room up here for a few more, but maybe not a full shipload. I can't remember how many go in there. And what was it, the vacuum bots? They're both over 300 though, so that seems it's basically okay. But you can't really. There's not a great deal of feedback that tells me how much the ships are in use, I guess. Whereas the galaxy map, I mean, if I don't open it very often, the galaxy map is ludicrously large. If it's only using CPU, GPU power if it's open, or is it? I don't know, because it does specifically say that the ships that you see on here are only representations. They are not. This is not. There is not. It's not saying here is a ship that is transporting stuff to that planet and it is at this point in it. They are just representations that are gradually bimbling between them. So, yeah, exactly, Sophia. That's sort of my thought. I want to say, sell robot. Tell me what demand on robots there is, and maybe have an option to say yes, I want to expand into this sector or whatever, and then have the game say that. You need more of these robots. You need more of these. You need more spaceships. Would you like to buy more spaceships? That sort of thing. So, yeah, there are certainly ways it could be done better, but it's generally fairly good. And I suspect what's probably going to happen is once I've built all the different robot types and done all of the researches, I'm probably going to stop playing and call the game complete at that point. And so, as long as it's not too exasperating before then it almost doesn't matter exactly how it works. I'm not I'm not planning to try and 100% the game. I'm not going to try and satisfy every single... that was really cool with the glow growing as the laser came down. I'm not going to try and satisfy every single planet out there, because that way lies absolute madness, I suspect. I'm going to get to the point where I'm building all of the robots, maybe at a decent rate. I'll definitely have paid off the loan, but I think that's going to happen well before that anyway. Do all the research, and well, we'll see. But I think those are the minimums. Build all the robot types, do all the researches, pay off the loan, and then beyond that, we shall see. We shall see based on sort of, I guess, how much I feel the need to go out and expand something, and also how annoying resource gathering or resource transportation has got by that point. So basically, it's going to be if I get to the point where I've completed essentially what I'm going to call completed the game, but I'm still enjoying it, and all these things seem really, really cool, then yeah, sure, I'll probably carry on playing. But if I've got to that point, where I've done all those things, and I go, well, okay, I could expand this, but I can't really be bothered. I could go in and rebuild all of this, that, and the other, but I don't really want to. Then at that point, it's time to move on to another game. I want to do all of the unique things in the game, essentially, but I don't care about absolutely 100%ing absolutely everything. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. It's what I did with Satisfactory and Dyson Sphere program and so on. So I made a Dyson Sphere. I did all of the researches. I went off to other planets and did mining out there, all that sort of stuff in DSP. In Satisfactory, I made all the things. I completed all the objectives on the the space elevator. But I didn't then go, well, I'm going to kind of carry on making my factory even bigger just for the sake of it. I decided that was a good point to stop. That's true. Yeah, ideally, yes, you want a game to let you just concentrate on the bits you're enjoying. I think in most games that's done by you play a game that does things you enjoy. But yeah, there are ways that it could be sort of tweaked one way or another to allow certain parts of it to be abstracted away or automated or whatever. And in Factorio, I do that by having Tristan go off and make the train systems. Not that I don't enjoy train systems, but he enjoys it more, and I think probably makes more efficient and effective ones than I do. Or maybe have Mark do it sometimes as well, actually. So, but that's a slightly different way of playing, I accept, because not everyone has a team of people to play with. All right, that's a bit of extra area. Now I can carry on thinking about another robot. Yeah, so Sophia said, get multiplayer minions to do the dirty work. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I think that trying to go off and do all of the all of the planets would not be something I would enjoy. Let's put it that way. So I'm not going to do that. Right, what's my next type of robot? There was another one. It was Aquabot or something like that. Done that one. I haven't done snack bots. They look quite simple, actually. I need to bring glass over, so that's another thing. And I need a lot more electronic components. So that's going to come back to that copper production. Why did I stop bringing copper? Oh yeah, because I didn't want to dig in an almost long tunnel on stream. So I'll do that between streams, and then we'll be able to make snack bots en masse. Mining drones are probably going to be fairly quick and easy here. I might not. What was the other one that I made that was using hover motors? Because I don't want to accidentally make a bot twice. What's going on over here? What are you doing? You're making hover motors. That's not the right one then. So they're coming out. They're coming out here and they're getting gobbled up here by, I think it's a maintenance drone. Maintenance drone, yes. Okay, good. So I can do. I forgot what I was going to do already. It's clearly bedtime. Mining drones, yes, that one. I haven't got steel over here yet, but that's not a problem. We can bring it over. Tristan and Mark might make a train system together, but maybe you can make it fun. Yes, okay. I'm trying to think. I didn't have. I'm not going to say I didn't interact with him when we were younger, but there was enough of an age gap between us that we didn't do all that much stuff together when we were younger. He's 8 years younger than me, so there's a lot of sort of. He was just sort of the little brother who wasn't going to be interested in any of the stuff I was interested in. But since we sort of, I thought, somehow my mouse got off screen. Yeah, one of the nice things about all the streaming stuff I've been doing is that it's a thing that we've started actually doing things together, and we've not had a lot of interest in common, I guess, in the past. So it's quite nice from that point of view. I was going to do mining drones. I could do combat. We've got weapon components I need to make as well for that, so we won't do those just yet. Yeah, let's do mining drones. So it's got the hover engines. I need circuit boards, advanced components, and steel beams. Right, so circuit boards are over here. I'm going to have to move that back because I'm going to need another input, I think. Let's check. Check my maths. 4 inputs and 1 output. So I need 5. So there's going to be 5 belts going to one of these machines, and I've got 1 so far on this side. So I can't get 4 on the other side. So yes, this needs to be moved back 1. A cut and paste would be quite nice, and I could perhaps finagle that in with the copy system, but I'm not. 8, I think. Yes, there we go. Right, so that's my still those being brought in there, and then we can program you again to make the mining drones and have whatever's in my inventory. Okay. So this is now going to be an attempt at using the new bus system. It's not going to be quite right because we're not quite far enough along yet for the full bus area to be available. Actually, you know what? Sod that. Let's have this as the output. We can have two types of bots coming out right next to each other like that. There we go. Isn't that glorious? Except it doesn't work because we'll have to bring it out somehow. But yeah, we'll have the bots coming out there, which means I then need a short one of these up there, and that needs to be programmed to be an exerter like so. Then over here, hopefully, I will have the space to bring a belt out like this, and we want... Is it going to fit under there? Of course it's not. In theory, this would be the bus working. In practice, it's not actually working due to other things being unfinished as they join onto the bus. So then we bring stuff up like that, and then I can knock out that and that. It has just occurred to me that I could probably have put belts in twos with a gap, 2 and a gap, 2 and a gap, rather than one gap, one gap, one gap. So that make the bus a little bit neater, tighter and neater. Oh well. Right, then it was green circuits was the next one. So right, we'll bring in the belt from over here again. Having the copy paste targets pick up from a little bit further away would be nice as well. But I guess that's sort of a game engine thing. It's how far away is the game taking what you're doing, what you're looking at seriously, and at what point is it just drawing it as a thing. There we go, that's that. And the other thing was steel, which I'm going to have to go and get. But in the meantime, yeah, so I could put these ones one further across and have them coming along here. And then I could bring the steel in and drop it in next to the thermalite here. That's going to be some real spaghetti to get it in, but I think it'd be worth it. Okay, so let's remove all of that. And then put this belt here, so. And then we'll have steel come along here. That means I could then move the electronic components. These shouldn't be here. These should actually be here. Drag, Laurence, drag. You know how to play this game. There we go. That goes there. And then there's room for something else there. and then we should have the green circuits a little bit further across as well. I won't... Actually, you know what? I'll just demolish this whole thing and redo it. So that to... do I want to go all the way back, or is that just a bit much? Let's go all the way back. Why not? Do it again, but better, as they say. Think your cunning plans all the way through before you implement them. That's never going to happen. I'm not capable of that. So then it drops down to there, and then we have a red belt from there to there. We remove that, and then we have this belt comes from here out across to here. We put in an up ramp in here, and then we take out that and stick in a number 9 like that. There we go. And at this point I come over here and I go, I've got a lot of trash in my inventory. I think you can take quite a bit of it. Boop. There we go. And maybe you can take a bit more. Boop. Yeah. Boop. Maybe you? There's only iron. No, I didn't have any iron. Okay, now I need to go and find steel. And I know there's steel along here somewhere. But I have no idea where. Oh, here it is. Right, so I need to tack on to that belt. I've only got 42 left. This is not going to be enough to get the steel all the way through. Where are we going to have problems first? Okay, so we have problems here. We can't go over because there's another belt there. Can we go? Can't go under because there's another belt there. Probably go round like that. Yeah, we can go round. Okay, so that was a deeper hole than I was expecting it to be when I fell off. Right, so that's the steel coming along to here. I've lost the belt. There it is. What's the good way through? If I just stay here, yeah. If I just stay about this point, on this line above the copper, then that's going to be pretty good. I've run out of belts. I've run out of those belts. What if I do that? That'll give me some more, right? Yes, but I don't know how many. I can bring this, carry this in a lot. No, not very many at all. Right, let's go and get some more belts. I do seem to still be using red belts quite a lot, and I don't know whether that's... I don't know whether I should be trying to go through the entire factory and upgrade everything to yellow belts, or for everything new I build, whether that should all be yellow belts, but I am just tending to use reds because they're cheap, and I've got lots of them. Gimme. I've also run out of ramp 2s, so let's get some more of them. 300. Yeah, that seems like a decent numbers. Actually, no. Let's get some more splitter 1s. Splitter 1. That one. Whoosh. Oh yeah, that's cut and, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, cut and paste. It sounds like a good idea with the, yeah, that's with the blueprint thing would be, yeah. I should do that more. It's something I'm very used to from Factorio, and we've actually installed another mod for that sort of thing in the Planetary Pioneers mod set in Factorio, which where does steel go? Where's steel going to go? Okay, there. Sorry, I'm running out of brain. There we go. We installed another mod which allows you to move things without deconstructing them, which is great because when a machine is full of stuff, if you deconstruct it, all that stuff ends up in your inventory, and it's a pain to tidy it up again. But if you can just deconstruct and but if you can just nudge a machine sideways, then you don't have to deconstruct it, which is much, much better. Pull those up, put in one of these, and have I left enough room? I have not left enough room. This is going to be a little bit ugly, but I'm blaming that on the fact that this thermalite belt coming down here is kind of in the way of absolutely everything, and therefore it's not my fault. Don't ask who placed the thermalite belt. So I can make it there, and then actually we can just do this with the red belt. If we just take that from there and then do drag like this, it'll automatically go over. That's a really nice feature. I approve of that. And then we can go in and in there. Boop. And there we go. Now I just need to go like that and that and that. And as if by magic, he says waiting for the steel to come in. Yeah, as if by magic, there we go. Robots. Awesome. So that's probably not going to make them fast enough. The question is, how many machines do I want to have? Certainly, I reckon 2, like this one. Let's start at 2 and then see how we get on. So I would like to do a copy pasta. So we need to select an area. It'd be nice if it knew whether you're going to want to select a new area or copy or carry on with the previous one that you've done. I don't know how it would do that, but it'd be nice if it just knew. Maybe it should be pressing Control C and Control V in the sort of the Factorio-esque way, rather than just pressing K and then bringing up this thing and where you then confirm your copies and your pastes. And I'm not sure. Let's just go with that for now. So that's now double. They're both running. There we go. So we've got some little robot guys coming out there, mining drones. I need to put in another spaceship port. The question is, how much room should I leave for my bus? And should I consider having another level on the bus? So at the moment, there is a single level bus. At least by the time, once it gets itself sorted out over here, it is a single level bus. We just have, they're all across from each other, and then we use this sort of system to get stuff through. Now, I could put another row of belts, maybe 5 or 6 tiles up. Actually, it doesn't even need to be that high. It could be about, so we've got this level for the belts, this level for cross traffic. Then we could put, and then ignoring that one, we could then potentially put the next bus in at this height, and it could come down to pass stuff through to there. But it'd probably be better to leave an extra space. So there's definitely potential for having a more layered bus system over here. Maybe I'll implement that for the next sort of, when we start making more things like these motors, rather than I'm not going to call them raw ingredients, because a lot of this stuff has been quite heavily processed before it gets here. But that gets me away from the question, which was, how much space should I leave for each, for my bus? And that I don't have a good answer for. Let's see. So yeah, we'll assume I can do that. So we'll leave room for another 2, and therefore it's feeder, and then another 2 and a feeder. So if I put my next spaceport here, it'd be that wide. That's not really opposite where its bots are being produced though, so let's do it here instead. Actually, I feel like it's nice to have a belt that goes straight into the machine. So I need to be 3 squares. But then also, there's not really, if I can make the bots fairly quickly now, because a lot of the ingredients are going to be the things I've already made, then I need to leave a bit of space, and it's probably a good idea to run the bots over to here, and maybe even to do my spaceport over here actually. So let's do that. How far is 20? That's my next question. Okay, it goes way into the into the side over there. So I think that means it's time for a bit more lasing. So I'm going to blow that up. I don't need to blow that up, but I'm going to anyway, for fun and profit. I think this hole goes back far enough at this point. I think I can fit from here. If I go back 19 from here, like that. Yeah, that fits in. If I get to here, we are well within the hole. So as long as I keep this sort of relatively straight going across there, that corner needs a load of cutting. What's the chimbling? Is that the word? It's a word I've heard used once or twice. Isn't part of my normal vocabulary. But yeah, if I chimble out of that corner there, and then I think this is a wide enough valley that I can build everything into it without too much difficulty. So let's knock out that bit. And that, and that. And with me standing where I am, basically, if I can see it, if I can hit it when I scan the laser up and down like that, then it needs to go. Right. So the next thing is this is going to need power. So I'm going to need to run power line from there to there, and then I guess up here. There we go. So we're plugged in now. That's 1. So this needs to be 10. Needs to be 10. So I need another. Oh, I've run out. It'll need to be that big. I wibbled the mouse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10. How many of these have I got left? Very few. 7. Okay. So that. Yeah, I need to go get more foundation. But that'll give me a place to put another spaceport. Let's go and get some more foundation. I think it's good to have a sort of a pattern that you're using for your building, because then once you've worked out, basically it means once you've solved the problem once, you don't have to keep solving it again and again to try and work out where things go. And that's why the main bus design is popular, I think, because you solve the problem, you work out how you're going to arrange all of your resources, all of your how you're going to arrange all resources and how you're going to get them into all of the machines that need to use them. And then once you've done that once, you can then just carry on. You don't need to think too carefully about how you build things. It all just comes together fairly naturally. And that's very, very useful. While I'm over here, how am I doing? I've got 300 belts, 300 belts there, a decent number of inserters, no assembly machines. I'm going to need more assembly machines, clearly. That down there. Yoink. The main reason I came over, the other main reason I came over, was to get another, was to put in and make myself another spaceport. So that's down here. I need a Dewberry, one of these. I need xenoferrite plates. Okay. And electronic components. Right, so go here, I make... no, stop that. I make an emergency bacon. Make 2 of them, in fact, why not? And then I put them in there, and I grab that out of there. Right, lovely. In fact, I put several in there. There are several in there now, so I don't need to make one next time. I will forget that and make more anyway, but never mind. Okay, so over here then, I want to put in another one of those, but I'm going to need somewhere to put it first. Let's knock out some of these random floating rocks because they are ridiculous. There we go. You go to there and fill in the hole like that. You know what? While I'm here and sort of thinking about it, let's tidy up a little bit here. So I want to build from there to wherever. Like that. That hasn't overlapped there. Good. I suppose I could also carry on building from there across here like that and just let it build wherever it can. This is my new sort of flat construction. This is the sort of the level 0, the ground floor of my factory. Yes, quite a lot of this is going to get blown up. I don't think I care because Earth is cheap. I was going to say I've got a lot of it, and then I immediately ran out. So maybe I do care a little bit. But it also makes it really obvious where the little bits that are in the way and should be tidied up are. So I can go around and pull some of these up and just tidy things up a little bit around the edges. Right, so and there's my power popping up out of the hole in the ground. Fine. Hey, my base station's done another solar array. So I can put that there. It's going to have power, which is lovely. That's how we like things to be. Then I need to get that belt out from there, which is going to be an interesting one. Trying to get it through a gap here, probably. Let's try that. So I want to go from here. We can't go through there, there's a thing in the way. Can't go through there, there's that belt in the way. But I could probably come around here. If I go to there, and then there. And I want to keep it at this height, really, because then it's out of the way of the main bus. So bring it over to here. And then over here. And then into there. Lovely. That was only slightly torturous. And I can come over here and poke that and say I wanted to go factory to space station. This is the mining drones. Confirm. It's going to be a tier 2 ship. So 23 item. Confirm. Right, that's all done. Ba ba bum ba bum ba bum ba bum ba bum. There's a bit more than 2 by 2 along here. The 23 by 23. Right, so they pump in there now. That quickly fills up the space station. The spaceport, the space, whatever we call this thing. Bink, full. And then that should mean, yeah, here we go. Here comes the ship immediately. So it looks like we do have enough of these ships at the moment. They're dropping in basically immediately as soon as there's a supply available. So that can then be dumped into there. The funny thing is, the belts are faster than loading the ship is. So you never actually, if you've got a bit of a backlog on the belts, you never actually use the stockpile in the spaceport. So. Okay, Sphere. Well, thanks for dropping in. And yes, raiding someone is a good idea. Oh yeah, I did do a cache a vault upgrade. I think. No, I didn't. It wouldn't let me. So yeah, it's a good point. Let's pay some off. Let's pay the man. Ping. Right, finances. Finances. I'm running out of debt to pay off. Yes, you're quite right. I'm cleaning all the cleaning everything up by just putting a nice layer of clean dirt over the top of it. Perfect. We do that with landfills all the time, right? Okay, so we've got 19 planter drones. So we aren't making those remotely fast enough by the looks of it. I need a lot more of those. We've got 23 mining drones. That's fine. I don't expect that. That's obviously going to be low because we've only just started making them. This means I can now whip out to the galaxy map again and then run around trying to find planets that require mining drones and start shipping them out to them. Slightly annoyingly, there isn't an easy way to do this to search. Composite farmer, nope. We're not doing these ones. Mine robots, not mining drones. That's even more difficult. I think I checked that one. Yes, I did. That's fully happy. That one's happy. That one's happy. That one's not happy, but doesn't need anything. It doesn't need anything we've already got. So what are these mining drones that I've just made where are they going to go? There must be somewhere, surely. Mining drone, here we go. Right, so you can take mining drones. Boop, like that. Fiery, no. Galaxy, no. Santorum, no. Valaquium, unit planters, nope. Malorum, nope. I've actually got out to Zerannor, yes I have. I could have sworn there were more places that needed mining drones than this. We'll acquire the trade license for this one. Do we have a ship for this? Nope. Spaceships. Buy a ship. Galaxy map. Buy a planet. Kalalatet. Yeah, whatever. You take cargo ship number 27, and we'll supply you with your those and these as well. There we go. Okay, so we're selling some of them anyway. I think it came all the way out here. Light vacuum screen and transport. We could do that one. We've got everything that planet wants. And that one. And that one. Alright. Let's buy that one. Let's get 3 more spaceships. 1, 2, 3. Back over to the map. Back over to here. Alright, I'd like to acquire a trade license. Supply route. Ship. Have a ship. Have a ship. Supply. Yes. 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 Close you. Right, then go to this one. Trade license. Supply route. Ship. 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 And you get vacuums, you get lights, you get screens, and you get transports. Lovely. I don't know how well my production is going to keep up with all of this, but we'll keep an eye on that and improve things as we need to. Then you get a ship, you get a ship, you get a vacuum bot, light bot, screen bot, transport bot. Save, close. Did I save all of these? I hope I did. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. Great. So now we're doing all of those. Boom, just like that. Okay. So, well, you can do it per type of bot. So we can see appliance bots. We can see agricultural. Oh, these symbols probably mean something. Oh, actually, it's mining drones. That mining and logistics. Oh, and finances overview. Okay, that's. Finances. Commerce. So I see transport bot. Oh, show per planet. This is not a helpful user interface, I'm afraid. And yeah, it's probably all fine, but yeah, I might be able to find useful information from here, but not very easily. I can go through. Actually, I can go through and see which ones I've got supplies in storage of. So we're using up the vacuum bots pretty quickly. We've got Wallies. We were for a little while. We ripped through a load of those. Maybe we are still making them at a steady rate. Sales haven't increased, so I don't know why suppliers dropped off. Oh, Galactic sales platform sales have stayed steady. Galactic sales have shot up. Right, that's why we've had a bit of a supply problem. But those should then drop off. The sales platform sales should drop off if we run low on them. So that's probably okay. Screen bots. Yeah, so here we go. We're just anytime we've got a few extra spares, we'll sell them off on the in the sales platform. Otherwise, but the Galactic sale, we'll try and do Galactic sales as much as we can, because we get more money for it basically. So this seems to be okay. I guess the way to look at it is if we're doing any sales on the sales platform, then we're probably okay. If the stored products are staying reasonably high, then again we're okay. So vacuum bots we have apparently run a bit low on, so we might need to look at that. Mining drones, we can't really tell yet. Too new. Same with planter drones, I suspect. Oh no, we're not making planter drones fast enough, so I should look at that. Sounds very much. We're not doing combat drones. So yeah, the planter drones probably want to be being made a bit faster because we're running out of those. And what was the other one? It was the vacuums, wasn't it? Yeah, the vacuum bots. Yeah, I don't expect to get out to the 1,000 planets. Yeah. I can see which ones are still being sold at a decent rate as well. All of these look okay. The reason they're dropping off at the end is because that's today and it doesn't show. So we can ignore the last blip on all of them. Yeah, they all seem to be basically okay, but the vacuum bots demand for those seems to have shot up. So let's go and try and find where those are being made and see if we can tell what's the problem. So there's vacuum bots flowing through down there. They're coming from up here. Right, it's the electronic components. Again, the electronic components are not being made fast enough. So that, again, comes back to us not bringing in the copper fast enough, which comes back to us not harvesting it, making it fast enough over there, which we actually are now because I copy and pasted that big area in. But I need to dig a tunnel to run the belts through, and I haven't done that yet because I don't want to on stream, basically, because it's boring and it takes forever. So I'll go in and sort that out before the next stream. Just dig the tunnel. But as you remember, I copy and pasted the whole smelting area over here, so we now have loads of copper running through here to the freight elevators, which are then taking it down a few levels to the tunnel that goes over to the main factory. Oh, that's true. The blueprint would let me dig a tunnel, wouldn't it? Yeah, all right. Let's give that a shot. I need to go to bed, but let's give it a shot anyway because it's interesting. Right, so I can't move around down here because the ceiling's too low. Select area. From there to there to come on. Put it where I want to put it. Okay, let's just do that and then go up, up. There we go. That works better. So I can confirm that copy. And then put it wherever. That's a problem. I can't nudge it if I can't see the sides. So I can nudge it that way. And I can dig a hole. Oop. I can dig a hole so I can nudge it downwards. Like that. But because I can't see the ends, I can't nudge it in the other dimension. Okay, so I'll just bounce along here a little bit. Oh, I need to nudge it one more. Oh, if I nudge it one more that way, I won't be able to see it. So let's not do that yet. Grab the end of this and then pull. I keep getting stuck on the ceiling, which is kind of annoying. Okay. Alright, so that's in about the right place now. No, it's not. I've gone too far. Pull it back. At least I've got the end of it now. So I've grabbed the end of it so I can put it where I want it. Oop. I didn't mean to do that. I right-clicked on something. Right, so bring you to here. And then we also want you to be one more across that way. So I've put that there. And then go in here and demolish terrain. Is it going to take the whole lot out? Oops, killed a tree over there as well. Okay, that's taken out a lot more than I expected, but okay. I think I've screwed up here, but I'm not quite sure how. Oh, it's infinitely... Oh, it's infinitely tall. That was not meant to happen. That is... I don't know what I did there. Yeah, copy and paste. I need an undo. I think this is a go back and find an autosave. This was only a few minutes ago. Yeah, I think this is go back and find an autosave because that was a Enough of a screw up. But I'm just going, what? Yeah, I didn't realise I'd done it that tall. So at least I've got that in there. Oh, have I messed up? Right. So the last thing I did up here was set these guys up, and then go and look at what else I'd needed. You know what? I think I'm going to go. I'm clearly far too tired if I'm making mistakes like this. So I think this is time to call the stream. It's been a really good one though. I feel like I've made some good progress. I've made some more bots. I've played with the copy paste. That was fantastic, and I've actually got a sensible bus design going on over here. So that's really good. I think the next time is going to be just bringing in more of those resources from the copper mine over there. Finding it, maybe I'll have another go at digging that hole, and hopefully it'll go a little bit better. And I think that's so. Yeah, it's been a good stream. I've certainly had fun, and I hope you guys have all enjoyed watching. So what's going to be happening? What's coming up next on the channel? Hello. So there'll be videos coming out tomorrow and Friday. About our Factorio Planetary Pioneers run. So lots to see there. A brief short on Sunday, and then we'll be back for another stream on Monday, where we carry on with Factorio Planetary Pioneers and continuing with trying to use a lot of the tech we've discovered from Vulcanus to get everything up and running a bit more nicely, get everything sort of modernised and working a bit better. I'll then be back next Wednesday as well with some more Foundry, and we'll carry on with the system along here, get the copper up and running a bit better, and then see where the next crisis takes me. Thank you very much for the follow, Sakutera. Good to have you around. Yes, there's lots of stuff happening on. So yeah, make sure if you're on Twitch, make sure you're following. If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and possibly even subscribe to the YouTube channel anyway, because all the videos are coming out. And thank you very much for watching. If you're on Twitch, stick around, because I'll go off and find someone to raid. Oh look, I've made a mess with the water down there. I'll go off and find someone to raid, so we can go on and maybe find someone else playing Foundry. See if there is anyone. If you're on YouTube, well, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you on Monday. So, thank you very much, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye, and goodbye, Regular, goodbye, Secretara, goodbye, anyone else who's still around. Been good to have you here. Alright, so let's see what we can find. So we'll see who we can find. I would like to raid. Firstly, is there anyone I follow who's playing? Oh, actually, yeah, let's go. Let's go and see what Cyclomatic is up to, because he's very good about following. He's been very good about raiding me at various times. So we'll go and see what he's up to. And yes, thank you everyone who's been watching. Been good to have you along, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.